Jam around!
Welcome to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is American Ramrod coach, Kendo Slice.
When it's 95 degrees outside and there's already these mountains around, there's only one less thing to do. Whoosh.
Oh. Kendo, you're not drinking alone, but I'm on a different wavelength for Bush. But folks, we are joined by, for now, we have another co-host this evening. You know him as many things here around the channel. You know him as G.M.P.C and Mr. Wrestling with Horror. But did you know he's a pro wrestler himself? Say hello to Pete Daddy Dollar.
It is I, it is he, it is me, P double D. Pete Daddy Dollar, formerly of The Place to Be, now Wrestling with Horror and Super Shogun Pro Wrestling. That's right, this Saturday night, yours truly will be on the color desk. But the weekend after next, I'll be in there cracking skulls with my Louisville Slugger again, as I'm back in Shogun. And who knows? I'll have my baseball bat with me Saturday night, so somebody's knee might get clipped. And yeah, we do have these lovely Pete Daddy Dollar T-shirts available too. That's my logo. That's on my singlet. That is the new logo, and we also have these awesome trading cards, which have an NFC chip in them. And if you scan the NFC chip up here in the corner with your phone, you are linked to a promo that is only available if you have the card. So, yeah, and those are all available.
Any extras of those just laying around? Because if you want to autograph one, I'll give you my address and you can send it to me.
I can.
Yeah, same here.
I can probably do that. But yeah, all this is available directly through me. There's no intermediaries, no middleman. I print them and I ship them.
Here, I'll make you a trade. I'll get you one of these World Class Bullshitters cards.
Oh, shit. Those
with
are
everyone's
old.
autograph on it. It doesn't have a QR code, but it has rounded edges. It's not really in bone. It's full color, but look, you went on the business card part, the trading card part. We need trading cards, Kendo.
I agree.
I have. I'll talk about trading cards with you guys off air because I have somebody that did mine that you should. It's Chris Fisk did mine.
I know Chris Fisk.
Yeah, talk to Chris. He's the one that, and I told everybody in the locker room, I'm like, he will do them for you for a price. I was like, what I want to do is get everybody to do them and get an entire set of the locker room and have that to sell. But yeah, so yeah, I'm working. I just got my new gear. I bought my new biker vest today. I got a leather vest. Got the new leather looking pants. Got the new boots. Got the singlet. I'm about to get I'm gonna get an entire red outfit too. So I got
You're
all
gonna be
black.
Eddie Murphy.
All red leather.
Get yourself one of those little nut hugger shorts like Razor Ramon used to wear and just go out in that.
Be a real
man. When it comes
I
to
work
wrestling.
like Razor Ramon, but I dress like Kevin Nash. That's my.
Hey, Pete. Before let me first introduce Dion. Then I want to tell you something about Razor Ramon. Folks, say hello to America's stepdad, the one, the only Dion Green.
Baby, boys and girls of all ages, I missed you.
Buddy, they missed you too. People in the chat were like, where's Dion? Folks, now the show will start officially. But, Pete, I wanted to say one thing to you real quick is, you know how I cover a lot of the Ollie's videos, the stuff.
Yeah.
The latest one had Razor Ramon figures in it. Do you know why a lot of those Razor Ramones are at Ollie's currently? There's a huge error. They've been getting shipped out with Cody Rhodes chests. So it's like Razor Ramon, and then it's a Cody Rhodes torso. It says Dream on his chest.
Oh no!
But since it's covered by the vest, people don't know.
Razor's like
that is awesome.
Razor had a dream.
He was great. On our trip to WrestleMania 30, Joel flew with him. It was Joel was with Razor Ramon and Kurt Angle on the plane.
Scott Hall is my all-time favorite, so it's like that would have been amazing. Like, yeah. Hi, Dion.
Hey, brother.
Good to see you, bro.
Good to see you, my man.
Now, speaking of amazing, folks, we have an amazing show set up for you tonight. We have all sorts of topics we're going to cover. We're going to get into movies. We're going to get into entertainment, a little bit of politics, a little bit of internet culture as well. WCBS has been expanding, broadening our horizons. And, well, we looked at the comments and the stuff, and you guys like this direction we've been taking. So let's continue this tonight. So, folks, Nick is not here. Nick is off on location, making a film.
Washing his tights.
Talk about here he's washing his tights or making a porno. It's one of the two. I don't care. It's Nick. He needs a night off. He did a double. We had a double episode or a double week, last week, and you guys liked those ones. So If you demand more WCBS and you guys show up the way you have been, well, you'll get more WCBS. All you got to do is call your local cable operators and demand more. I never understood what that meant as a kid. Like when you would watch, like, oh, call your cable operators and demand Cartoon Network. It's like, who? Because like Space Ghost would tell me to do it, and I wanted to do it because Space Ghost said so. But
hello, yeah, I want Cartoon Network. God damn it!
How old are you, son? I'm 6. Ask your mom. He doesn't know. But folks,
they still
have
do
all
that.
sorts of what cable operators?
Well, so what they'll do is they'll run like a crawl on like a little thing, and they'll have like a little infomercial pop up. Because like with DirecTV back home, they did that when they were going to not carry the local channels anymore, and so it's like a little thing going across the screen that's like KSDK will no longer be available on DirecTV at this date. If you were wanting to make sure that this stays, please contact DirecTV, and it gave you a phone number and everything like that, so that way you could keep the locals. And then Fox Sports Midwest did the same thing with like, hey, we're leaving DirecTV, but if you don't like that, you need to call DirecTV and blah, blah, blah. Essentially, it's just got to do with like, rights and payments and things like that.
Well, I will call my local somebody. Call my mom. Fuck, I would tell her hi. Folks, we're going to get into some fake topics. We're going to get into, what else do we have for you tonight? We also have, beyond the fake topic stuff, we have some trailer talk. We have a couple record-breaking things, a theme park that I never thought in a million years that would happen, but now I have to go to Europe to see it live and in person, as well as movie talk, wrestling talk, and all that fun stuff. But most importantly, we want to know what you guys have to say. And, well, guys, they have been showing up in droves. I want to thank Sejorjan for being amazing, but I also want to thank Shrubblezorit for being amazing as well, and bringing us the word of the day. Now, guys, the word of the day is an acronym, but we're allow it anyway, and that is KFC. My Black Ass presents WCBS goes to 1990s KFC. Can it be during the weekend of Star Wars Episode 1 where we all we get are fast food toys? Because I'm down with that.
It's going to be a great time.
Also, we have KFC into Hood. Many of them are. Beverly Hills KFC. There aren't any of those. Fistful of KFC. Oh, fistful of KFC gravy. That's delicious. Star Wars Episode 10. Finn goes to KFC, and KFC Chainsaw Buffet. What is that? I want to know about that one, guys.
I'm interested in a Chainsaw Buffet.
I'd rather see the Star Wars Episode 10. I mean, that's a little on the nose, but hey.
You think John Boyega's going to
where that story's going to go? I think he would. If you ran with that, like, and you made a thing like, here's what we want from Star Wars Episode 10, Finn goes to KFC or something like that, I think Boyega would get pissed. He'd blame me for it and come after me until he realized you made the video, and then he would just sidestep it.
Well, that seems to be the way Boyega operates, isn't it? Like, bold claim, loud statement, backpedal. Like, isn't that kind of what he does? Like, I mean, it's kind of been his history since he was done with Star Wars. It's like, hey, I'm going to yell, but I still want a job, kind of, if they'll hire me back. So I'll yell a little bit just to rattle them up and let them know I'm still here so they don't forget about me, because they forgot about me in the movies and they totally screwed my character over when I could have been the most compelling story in that entire trilogy. But they were like, nah,
bingo.
We want Ray.
If they would have just let him run into that weird plasma fuck cannon thing that was going to destroy the salt mine. If they would have just let him do that instead of letting the Asian woman crash her car into it, we would be talking completely different about Finn's character. Like, dude, the guy had an arc. That was like
a redemption arc.
Had a story arc. Yeah, the only character with an actual story arc in that sequel.
We can only fight hate with love, boys. I know
that's true.
Damn it. Thanks, Rose Tico.
Yeah.
Dion, when I come to visit you over the summer, I'm going to bring you a case of Rose Tico figures for that beautiful quote. You can share with your family.
Just the one. Just the one.
One case is enough. That's all you'll get. Now, do you want the 3 3/4 scale or the 6-inch scale?
Nah, it's okay. It's okay.
One of each. One of each. Kiddies have plenty.
Nope. Just the one. Just the one.
He needs those. You know how much he likes Asian women.
That's true.
Well, still,
have them all around him.
What'd you say there, Kendo? What'd you say, Brian?
One figure.
Oh God! I'm glad it's baseball season because we're going to be playing a lot of inside baseball tonight, folks. So if you have questions, just ask. But let's give you some KFC titles. Bill and Ted's Excellent KFC Adventure. No, Bill and Ted's Bill and Ted's Bogus KFC. That works.
Welcome to KFC America.
Hot tub KFC machine. There you go.
That's messy. The filter on that thing's got to be a nightmare.
It's like in Deuce Bigalow. Remember Eddie Griffin had that tomato floating around and you just ate it? It's like, oh shit, there goes a famous bowl. It still floats. Let's eat it. Just eating mashed potatoes at 2 a.m.
I've
been there. Dion's been there too, but it was Rallies. Those French fries.
Yep.
You got White Castle.
I just had Rallies. Like the last show I worked, I made my wife go get me Rallies before the show.
Dude,
folks, if you don't know what Rallies is, you have a normal life.
Or it's called Checkers where you live.
Yep,
that's true.
Yep.
KFC cornbread and Earl. Or wait, no, it's cornbread Earl and me, so it's KFC cornbread and me. There we go.
KFC.
The implication.
How about KFC in the yard?
Ooh, or stomp the KFC.
It's too expensive to do that. Don't stomp on it.
Sisterhood of the traveling KFC. There you go.
Yeah,
walking KFC.
KFC.
Rises.
It's KFC Part 3, Season of the Colonel.
I would watch that. Put on a silver shamrock mask of the Colonel. But at 9 o'clock during the big countdown, you don't die. You just literally become the Colonel and you start dancing like Mr. Six Flags.
Yeah.
Gotta get it down.
Instead of the mask killing you with all the bugs, it just turns to gravy. You're just like walking around all this brown sludge. It looks like
Kendo, your cholesterol gets too high and you have a heart attack. All that works.
Drown me in their macaroni and cheese and I'll be fine.
We can arrange that.
I'm just a fat.
We could use a good drowning. Never mind.
Damn. My mom was Susan Smith. Somehow I survived. Somehow ETEP survived.
Oh my God, folks, this is gonna be a fun night. We have some beer in us. It's gonna be crazy. But we have some KFC titles, and I like to read these in order, but Overkill sent in this because then I'm going to give Sejorjan his own segment of the show. Thank you, Sejorjan. Overkill161 says, last KFC on the left. The Haunting of KFC House.
That's a good one.
The Colonel's coming for you. Ooh.
23 original herbs and spices.
How about 28 KFCs later? It's like a road trip.
This one's working out way better than I thought.
Yeah, KFC's awesome. Like the word, not the food's fine. When it's fresh, it's good.
Popeyes is better.
Agreed. I even like Lee's famous recipe more.
Lee's is good.
Even Church's is better, I think. Wouldn't you say?
Around here, they're only in gas stations.
Okay.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
You can make the argument Church is better for sure. I listened to that argument.
Yeah.
Folks in the chat, what chicken restaurant do you have an allegiance to? Do you fly the Raising Cane's flag? Are you a KFC acolyte? What if you're local to me and you like Ron's Roost? That's the real shit. Or the best on the planet, Willie Mae's Scotch House in New Orleans, which we will return to next year. So be on the lookout for that WCBS adventure. But folks, we have an adventure coming this summer. Nick and I are going to Astoria, Oregon. We are going to go to all the Goonies locations. We're going to find the treasure of One-Eyed Willie. So if we go missing like Chester Copperpot, or we find the whole damn thing, join us this June to be on part of that journey. Now, we have to do some math. I know it's tax season. You're all burnt out on calculating, itemizing, and doing all this other random bullshit, but that's okay. We're not here to talk about real math. We're here to talk about Steiner math.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at sacrifice, you got a 33 1/3 chance of winning. But I got a 66 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 1/3 chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 1/3 chance of winning at sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning, If we used to go one-on-one and then add 66 and 2/3%, I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning at sacrifice. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at sacrifice.
Georgian or Cesario Japan, depending on how long you've been listening to the show, folks. Thank you very much. As you can see, the camera is lagging like hell, so that's why I'm off camera right now. But in regards to the YouTube anime post, thank you. I'll suggest Space Adventure Cobra. It's free to view on anime on TMS, YouTube's channel, with other animes, including Lupin the Third. That's my show right there. Also, from last week, is Andy Sedaris' film on Bond, is it Bond Ripoff? The Bad Movie Bible video on YouTube's think so.
Which Andy Sedaris movie are we talking about?
Andy Sedaris' film's a Bond ripoff. Bad movie Bible.
Andy, he had the movie Seven that came out in 1979 that was like an action. That's a great movie. That is actually a straight up, like, really solid, like, hard-boiled, like, action movie. And the Bullets, Bombs, and Babes series that ran from 85 to 98, is he referring to those? I mean, those are like, the first one has a male lead, but after that, the next 11 movies are all female leads. You've got the badass chicks, the playmates, like Donna Spire and Hope Marie Carlton, then Roberta Vasquez, Julie Strain. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, there was, like, every movie had 5 to 6 different playmates in it. I mean, yeah, that Andy Sedaris also was the creator of the Honey Shot, which those of you sports fans know what the Honey Shot is. When they focus on a really hot cheerleader or woman in the stands, that was Andy Sedaris. You have to thank for that. So, Andy, I tip my cap to you, sir. Posthumously, obviously, he passed away in 2007, I think it was. But...
So he's been dead longer than we've known each other.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep. His work lives on, though, because I've covered all of those movies extensively.
And folks, you can find that at Wrestling with Horror here on YouTube. So if you're looking for
cheap
some
plug,
Andy Sedaris content, there you go. Well, it's world class when I do it, so don't worry. But in regards to the anime, Georgian, I'm going to read all your messages and then I'm going to respond back because I've been taking pictures of these. He says, I almost forgot Gundam Info on YouTube also rotates several Gundam series movies on occasion. Unfortunately, right now, they only have Gundam Seed, Destiny, and the Witch from Mercury to view. I forgot also, again, Retro Crush. I have that app on my TV. Has classic anthology film Robot Carnival. Wait, I think hold on, I might have watched that. And YouTube Premium has a few animes. Seen both Ghost in the Shell, standalone complex story arcs, and a couple others I can't recall. Now, let's break all these messages down, Georgian, because thank you for sending them all in. But in regards to Retro Crush, I think I've watched Robot Carnival on Amazon Prime because it starts out, it's a really interesting looking movie. It's got that literal Robot Carnival thing, that like giant ship that goes through the desert. Yep, I've seen this movie. It's on Peacock currently, but I have seen this one. It was really trippy, but a lot of fun. And then in regards to, let's see, I've seen Ghost in the Shell. I've seen the live action. I've seen the anime, whatever the movie's based on. I've seen that as well, but I haven't seen the other one. I guess there's more than the one. I haven't seen the other one. So let me take a screenshot of that too. Right there. And then you also recommended Gundam Info on YouTube. I will check those out. I haven't done a ton of Gundam. I tried to watch one on Crunchyroll last night, but it was dubbed or subbed, and I was like, I'm too tired to want to read subtitles. We've all been there. So I didn't. But I did get tired of reading subtitles on Fist of the North Star, so I sought out the movie last night. So I was trying to go to bed, and I was like, I want to watch something. And I wish Nick was here to understand this, but we've all watched violent movies, right? Like bloody horror movies where you're like, holy shit. Fist of the North Star, I know it's a cartoon, but it's like next level. Like this dude will punch somebody and then he'll walk away and I was like, you're already dead. You don't even know it. And then all of a sudden they have like an embolism and then their like head explodes. Or like if he goes up to somebody, he can like chop through their face and all of a sudden their eyes pop out. So it was the gnarliest anime I've ever watched. And it wasn't a good thing to watch before bed. I didn't have nightmares. I had weird dreams. So Dion, next time we're having some California shots, we're going to watch this on YouTube. Make sure the kids are asleep because they can't handle the gore.
You're on. I like it.
But so Georgian, in regards to anime as well, I'm looking for a lot of movies from the 80s or stuff from the 80s because I watched Akira and I liked it. I like just that style of anime, the more realistic, dark, a little violent. It's the cutesy kids in school and the V for victory and all that other stuff that just makes me kind of turn it off. I tried watching the Ninja Scroll show, but I really just wanted to watch the Ninja Scroll movie. So, Jerry, I don't want to get super gnarly. Like I've watched Berserk, and that was fucking weird. But you know, it's a cartoon, so I kind of chuckle at it. I don't like real life violence, but you know, that's a topic for another time. I know I'm the only anime watcher here. You guys watch anything lately, Dion? What are the kids watching? Like Dragon Ball Tenkaichi 3, the game movie on YouTube or something like that?
No, Devin was really into One Piece, so he was barreling through to finish One Piece. And then D2, he will watch, like he'll watch the Japanese version of the Sonic movie a lot, but he's not into a lot of anime stuff. Especially in his YouTube era, he's focusing more on like specific YouTube stuff. And he likes Gumball too, so he's been going back and watching that through too. So.
I fucking love that shit.
Like from Cartoon
I
Network.
love that show
Captain
too.
Knuckles?
It's hilarious.
Or wait, that's
Gumball.
I'm thinking of.
Gumball's hilarious. God.
Yeah, it's a wild show. That show is hilarious.
Mm.
Are you finally at the point where you see the adult humor in these kids shows and you're like, you know what? I can tolerate this. Like now you know what our parents felt like watching like Rocco?
Yeah, definitely a lot of stuff. Yeah, I've been through the pain of being forced to do it with them watching stuff. But especially like Gumball has been on for so long too. But yeah, that's one of those shows that lean very heavily into also being funny for the adults. So that one, I think even if you don't like kids animated shows, Gumball would probably win you over because that show is absolutely hilarious.
Yep.
Well,
I refuse to watch anime or sport anything from Japan, so that's why I don't.
But all the best stuff comes from Japan, Kendo.
I mean, that's what they say, but you'll never find me buying any type of Japanese product.
Yeah,
Ever.
the Nintendo Switch 2 is not coming home with you anytime soon.
Yeah, or any other Nintendo or a Toyota of any sort. No, sir. I am a real American. I do not buy foreign products.
We're not
That's why
going
you
to
get
see
your Xbox from Mexico.
We're not going to see
Get your
Kendo in a
Xbox from
Toyota
Mexico.
commercial.
I mean, if it's with Jan, of course.
I want to see Kendo in the Toyota commercial. I love what you do for me, Toyota, when he jumps up in the air.
I want to be in a Honda commercial with John Cena. That's my new life goal. Lieber Wolf, I've watched Psycho-Pass. My camera's messed up or else I'd be on right now, but I gave it a thumbs up. That you can't see the thumbs up. Here, let me turn on my camera. There, see, I'm not even doing the thumbs up anymore. And now, see, that's what's fucked up. Anyway, let's jump into tonight's first game, guys. We have, I guess we're going to call it fake news, or I call it bullshit headlines, because that's, it's on brand with the show. So, Pete, I know you know how this game is played, but you've never really officially played it on the show since we've made it a staple. But I'm going to read you 3 to 4 headlines, and you're going to have to tell me which one of these is the fake one.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yes, sir.
All right, give me a second to zoom back in because for some reason I like to zoom out and make everything difficult while I'm on air. So, first headline of today. Mattel has unveiled a special edition LeBron James Barbie doll, making LeBron James the first pro athlete Barbie doll ever. Also, we have Weezer bassist Scott Schreiner's wife shot by police and booked for attempted murder. Yeah, I know. These are crazy ones. And then, here's one. The original unedited Star Wars theatrical cut is going to be screened publicly for the first time in decades. Which of these is fake?
The second one, the Weezer one, is
Star
real.
Wars one.
Because the Weezer one is real because I saw that actually on one of the main news media websites today. I want to say the Star Wars one is fake, but I could see them doing that to try to get goodwill.
Something like that.
And I could see LeBron becoming a Barbie doll, but I'm trying to think if there's ever been actually any other like celebrities or athletes that were made into Barbie dolls.
I thought Michelle Kwan
think back
a Barbie.
I thought so too, and because I remember as a kid, my sister got some Barbies that were like real people Barbies or something like that, or there was something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, most of them got attacked by the Ninja Turtles and decapitated. It happened and things like that. But I feel like that one's. I'm gonna go with the Star Wars one because while that would be a way to get goodwill, I really don't think that's real. So, but the Weezer one is 100% real. I saw that on multiple news sites today.
That sounds crazy enough to be true. I'm gonna go with Star Wars being the fake story on that too, because like we have confirmation that the Weezer story is true. LeBron being a Barbie, the way he flops in the paint, I can see that.
Well, here's
him and Luca now too, especially.
Well, Clunky was correct, Dion. They're all real. These are all real stories this week. No bullshit, no filler. Star Wars is actually getting a theatrical release at the British Film Institute's Film Festival on June 12th. So I booked us 2 tickets, Dion. We're going to see the original cut of Star Wars in England.
Let's go.
Have fun. I would say wear your stab vest, but you guys are the right colors. They're not going to stab you.
Well, that's why Dion and I are the only ones going.
Goddamn.
Spot the lie, Pete.
I can't. No lies detected.
Now, have you guys heard the full Weezer story? Dion, have you heard it, or is this news to you?
No, that was the first time. That's why I almost snapped my neck so hard when my head jerked to the side.
All right, well, let me read you this story because this is one of those like what the fuck stories, and I couldn't believe that it was real. And then it kept popping up in my feed, and I went, you know what? The universe is out here trying to give me a great story for this week's show. So let's show you guys a picture of Mr. Weezer and his wife. Now, if it's not Rivers Cuomo, I don't really pay attention to it. But the authorities in Los Angeles said on Wednesday that they had arrested a woman and charged her with attempted murder after she pointed a gun at officers who were on an unrelated manhunt. Police officers were pursuing the suspect of a hit-and-run case who had fled to the Eagle Rock neighborhood of Los Angeles on Tuesday when they arrived at the back of a house where one of the suspects had last been seen. They saw a woman armed with a handgun in the yard of a neighboring house, the police said. They later identified her as Jillian Lauren Schreiner, 51 years old. Miss Schreiner is an author who is married to Scott Schreiner, who plays bass in the rock band Weezer. The officers asked Miss Schreiner to drop the weapon numerous times, but she refused. The officers then shot her when she pointed the gun at the LAPD. She went into the house, which police learned was her home. She was taken into custody when she came out. She was treated at the hospital for a gunshot wound and was not in any life-threatening danger. The injuries were minor. So she was charged with attempted murder, and they set the bail at $1 million. She was released on bond Wednesday night.
I love that. An unrelated thing. They're like manhunting somebody completely different, and you decide to pull a gun on the cops. It makes me wonder, either you are super paranoid of law enforcement, or you've got something going on that you think they're coming after you.
With the garage door open, cops run by, she just pulls her gat.
Yep.
Who the hell is that?
I was like, she didn't think she was going to get shot by LAPD. She's a white lady with a handgun. She's like, I'm safe. Bam. Oh, shit. They're not playing. I pointed it at them. They're not fucking around.
Pete, the way they make the sound, she went into the house, like removed the bullet.
LA Sheriff's Office.
Wait, she went in and removed. Okay.
The way they make it sound, it's she just went inside and they were treated for the gunshot. Oh, sorry, they found the 9mm handgun. Sorry, I read that as they found a 9mm bullet in her house. I'm like, what'd she do? Remove the bullet?
She went in there like fucking Rambo. She was like, oh, give me the thing. Cauterizing it herself and shit. She's got a bread knife in there. She's cauterizing a wound and still making sandwiches.
Gotta get ready for that next Weezer album. What are they gonna cover this time? But no, I saw this.
She got winged. And she goes, oh, shit. And she just hobbles in the house.
I don't want to be a bother to anybody, but I've been shot.
Oh, man. I hope he wasn't playing Jenny's Got a Gun.
It would be really ironic if it was Steven Tyler's wife that got shot. The jokes would write themselves. But Diggs beheaded best. What's with these homies dissing my girl, said Scott. Why do they got a front, man?
What's with these homies shooting my girl?
Weezer is my favorite band to go see live. I love Weezer.
They seem like they would be a fun concert.
Dude, all they do is play their hits back to back to back. They don't stop to tell you. Like, I went to see Kiss, and Kiss was a fun show, but all they did every 5 songs is, we love you, Cincinnati, woo! and it's just, it's nice to hear that we're
Yep.
loved. But shut the fuck up and play the songs I want to hear. But you
Right.
didn't, so whatever. But then Pearl Jam came to town. They didn't have any opener. They played for like 6 hours straight. Dan and I left. It was like, he bought me tickets for my birthday, and it was great. They played all their hits. We were singing Jeremy. And then we get to like a little after midnight, and we're like, we gotta go. Because Eddie Vedder kept telling stories.
Yeah.
So it's like the AEW of concerts.
Yeah, pretty much. Except I did want to be there at some point. So, folks, thank you for playing along with some fake news. Now it's time to give you some real headlines. Now, I wanted to share this because I don't follow the internet, even though I work on it and live on it. I don't follow other YouTubers, content creators, stuff like that. I'm just not that interested in a lot of these people's work. It's not for me. I'm an old man. But I saw this story today, and it made me, I don't want to say chuckle, but it's like, oh, we got Logan Paul 2.0, except this guy, his story ends a little differently. So have you guys ever heard of a YouTuber called Vitaly or Vitaly?
No, but he looks like the Skibbity toilet guy.
Well, he's a Skibbity toilet human being. So this guy is a social media YouTuber. He's from Russia, and he's, living in America. But in 2025, he ran it, as in this week, he ran into significant legal trouble in the Philippines, making a major escalation in his history of controversies. The issue began in late March to early April when he filmed a live stream titled Vitaly Disturbing the Peace in the Philippines on the streaming platform Kick. The content recorded in the areas showed him engaging in disruptive and offensive behavior. He was seen harassing locals, including verbally abusing women for wearing a face mask, attempting to kiss and grab a security guard, trying to seize a guard's firearm, stealing items like a hat and an electric fan, and crashing a patrol motorcycle. He also allegedly mocked security personnel, filmed without consent, and encouraged his followers to leave fake negative reviews on a local business, leading to accusations of cyber harassment. These actions sparked widespread outrage online, with clips going viral and promoting a Change.org petition calling for his ban on social media and his travel blacklist in the Philippines. However, it gets worse. As he was trying to leave the country in lieu of deportation, it was announced during a press conference that he was going to be facing criminal charges in the Philippines and hold him accountable under the local law. The charges include unjust vexation, or annoying and harassing people without justifiable reason, alarm and scandal, public disturbance, theft, attempted theft, vandalism, burglary, and illegal recording without consent. Reports suggest that each charge carries a potential minimum of 5 years in prison, though some sources claim a total of up to 25 years if convicted on all accounts. He is currently detained at the BL facility in Camp Bagong Dewa Mutin. I don't even know what to say. Anyway, he's in trouble. He's in jail for being a shithead on the internet. Have you guys heard this story?
No.
Yes.
No, but that makes sense because in the Philippines, they don't fuck around. Their last president went around and had like the cops just open season on like drug dealers and things like that. He's currently being tried at The Hague. But yeah, I could believe it. They don't play over there.
Yeah,
No,
well,
they do not.
Not only that, but they're one of those countries where, if you go to prison, you are not in the Four Seasons either. The Philippines is so serious. One of the dudes who, was teaching the corrections class that I was in was from the Philippines. And the reason why he wanted to go to college is because he went to prison in the Philippines. They don't fuck around at all. And they take that shit seriously, especially when you're trying to embarrass them. And this is also coming off the back of a lot of IRL streamers have started doing this shit. So I think we briefly talked about a couple weeks ago with the dude Johnny Somali. He just got pinched in Korea. And they're trying to they're gonna go full bore on his ass too. So especially a guy like Vitaly, who he got his popularity when It's Just a Prank Bro was at its height on YouTube. So he was a part of that shit and it died, and he's been trying to be relevant ever since. So they know who he is and what he's done in the past. So he's in some deep shit.
Good. He's Russian. He deserves it.
Look, comrade, he did nothing wrong. All he was doing was messing around with little people.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this is the same
That's
fool
offensive,
that
not
ran
funny,
on the
Pete.
pit during the World Cup in I think like 2014.
Yeah,
It would have probably been 2018 because that's when they had it in Russia.
This
Well, I'm glad
asshole
you-
deserves whatever they.
No,
do.
he's been living in LA. He's one of the dudes that they decided to make YouTube their whole thing. So he's been in the United States for a long while, and he's pissed the LAPD off so many times that that's one reason why he had to start doing this, going overseas for content shit, because he was in deep shit. I mean, because even before he went to the Philippines, he almost went to prison for real when he was in Miami, because he got high and attacked some chick while she was jogging. So
yeah, I was reading about that.
A piece of shit. He's been a piece of shit for a minute. I mean, the dude started taking steroids because he couldn't do anything on YouTube, and then he tried to get into the fake fitness guru thing, but he got outed like right away because he's an asshole. He can't help himself.
Do you think he's going to get 25 years in jail?
I mean, I don't know about 25 years, but the Philippines, I mean, when they marched his ass out there, he was still trying to be goofy. So I mean, I wouldn't say 25, but they might give him a huge chunk of that. They might give him a huge chunk of that because he has severely pissed him off. And then he was trying to talk to his lawyer while they were doing, because they had the media show up, and his lawyer was like, he wishes to say something. And the dude said, no, he can't say anything. He's going right back to jail. So, yeah.
Yeah, stuff works a lot different over there. I will tell you that Asian countries, you don't want to go there and break the law. They take that shit very seriously, especially if you're not from there. And their current leader of that country is the son of Ferdinand Marcos, the famous dictator. He was part of Daddy's inner circle. And I kept telling the wife and all her friends, that's not the guy you should elect. They elected him, and we're now seeing that why the white American guy that was saying don't elect the son of the dictator was correct. So I think he very well could get every bit of those 25 years just to set an example that says, hey, this is foreigner. This is not what you do. You do not come to our country and do these things. We will throw a book at you. You will eat rice and love it.
Is it wrong that all I can think of is why couldn't this have been Logan Paul? Like all those years ago in Japan with that suicide force?
Because
like,
Japan,
to be fair, that should have happened.
Illegal.
That's
yeah.
Japan,
and that's where
also
Johnny Somali was before he ran to Korea and got his ass pinched in South Korea.
What did Johnny Somali do? I don't know these people. Like, just what does he do?
He was doing the same thing, but he, and again, he's been desperate too, because he's been trying to stream on anything that he can get his little grubby hands on. But he was doing the same thing, but he was like touching people and stuff. Then he ran out in the street naked or something, and then he kept prank calling their version of 911. So, and then he did that shit again in Korea, and that's when they locked him up. But yeah, he was doing.
He should have tried to do it in North Korea and seen how well that worked.
Can he even get in?
I mean, you can sneak into North Korea. I just would not advise it at all.
I don't even want to think about North Korea. Like,
is that somewhere you really want to sneak into? Like,
for
it's
for
like
all
the
shit that the United States gets, try to illegally immigrate into North Korea and see what happens. It will not work out for you.
Yeah, that's the funny thing.
They let people in because that college kid went there for a school trip, and he was
Otto Warmbier.
Yeah, so
he's from here.
You can get into it. I mean, it ain't like you gotta Rambo your way in. But I mean, they have.
All right, folks. Here you go, folks. This is it. If Darby Allin can climb Mount Everest in just 1 year, and apparently he's about to do that soon, we can get Dion a trip to Pyongyang in 2026. So, folks, that is what we're doing right now. All your money, send it to us so we can fund Dion's dream trip to North Korea.
Oh, Dion, I got an idea. Why don't you lie and say you're LeBron James coming from America?
That's true. They took Dennis Rodman that one time.
Say you're LeBron James.
It was more than once. That motherfucker.
Just be like, yeah, I'm LeBron James.
Yeah, dude. Dennis was a regular over there.
Dude, I'll shave my head and I'll go as The Rock with you. And I'll be like, all right, I'm keeping my friend alive. LeBron James and The Rock go to North Korea.
I cannot wait for the day that I fucking wake up and I turn on like the news and it's the national news and it's like pictures out of Pyongyang today where Kim Jong-il or whoever the hell's in charge now met with LeBron James and Dwayne Johnson, and it's you two fuckers standing there with him, shaking his hand and smiling like, yeah, I know those guys. That's not them, but you know what? I'm not going to let the jig be up. I'm going to let them ride this one out. I just hope they can make it home.
Kendo, don't let us ride it out. Let us ride the plane home. Then you can tell everybody that's not really them.
Yeah, that's when I get on the phone and be like, I got to call Pyongyang, call to
Pyongyang.
Shoot,
You
man.
got catfish.
They be sending people into South Korea, snatching people up.
Just like Squid Game. So, folks, I'm sure
That's where
at
Squid
some
Game. That's
point...
where they get away with it. It's in North Korea.
I'm glad that show's coming back. That cliffhanger pissed me off. I was
What?
excited. I want more. Like, I'm not angry.
Oh,
I just want
okay.
more. I wasn't ready for it to be over. I was ready for
I
Gear
loved
to go
it.
kill those people.
I was like, dude, this is awesome. We don't know what's going to happen. If we ever want to sit down and talk about it before it comes out on the 27th of June, I will like to tell you what I think is going to happen and tell you what I want to happen. It is not a happy ending. It is a sad ending.
Let's put it on
depressing
Patreon.
ending. Yes. Okay. So, folks, look forward to that before Squid Game 3 comes out.
Well, let's get that on the books at the end of this month or next month, and then let's keep a normal flow going. We'll give these people an early look at the conversation. That way they can get excited. Maybe we'll do some more Squid Game stuff over there. But, folks, thank you for joining us. Hit that thumbs up button to let YouTube know that you enjoy this content, and it helps us a little bit. We also appreciate that. So, guys, let's keep this show a-rolling, shall we? Dion, do you want to talk about the trailer, or do you want to talk about something else that you don't know about yet?
We can throw in something else we don't know about yet.
All right. So, are you a musician or a musical fan? Like, are you do you care about Coachella at all?
I care about Coachella from the hilarity aspects, but I do like musicals and festivals and stuff. Yeah.
Well, I have some good news. There is a new artist that is showing up at Coachella this year that I guarantee you're gonna love, and her name is Horse Girl. Now, this is real. This isn't AI, and this isn't a Photoshop. This is People fucking Magazine. Anyway, this is the German musician DJ, Horse Girl. She's
German.
half human, half horse, and a full musician. How she went from the farm to Coachella. So she broke into the scene in 2022 with her electro dance hits like My Barn, My Rules, and Material Horse. If you're confused, that's understandable. Having not revealed her true identity to date, Horse Girl consistently remains a character and physically presents herself as a horse, complete with a muzzle, pointed ears, peeking out of her hair, and a signature heart-shaped white spot between her eyes. The rising star, whose debut EP, VIP, Very Important Pony, is out now, has garnered a cult fan base of over 560,000 monthly Spotify listeners.
Oh my God.
And performed in iconic locations like Berlin's Big Hand
You
Club
must be
and
going to
Electric
Fire
Daisy
Fest
Carnival.
too.
Wait, what? Hold on. Let me get you another picture of her because that's creepy.
She must be the only act going to Fire Fest too.
I mean, look, at danger of trying to spur on this type of behavior, she's just trying to sow some wild oats. And you know what? I think it's hilarious and it's funny. And I think this would be something that we could ironically celebrate. If not for any other reason than to have her come around and hang out with Dion and make him extremely uncomfortable and awkwardly aroused. I think it'd be hilarious.
You guys are 0 for 2 for suggestions
Horse
for me
puns?
to have fun. 0 for 2.
Dion looks very
Well, you're
conflicted
1 and
right
2.
now. He looks very conflicted.
He would be
right now.
super conflicted. If that lady came trotting up here, galloped right up to next and sidled up to Dion with a saddle and a fucking bridle and be like, you want to ride on this pony later? He would have a hard time what to do with it. Right there.
He's got the riding crop and shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah.
I think he would be extremely confused. He'd be like, I don't know what to do here. And be like, dude, just, ride the pony.
She's like, tighten the reins up a little bit.
She could be what we could use to help get Dion over his fear of horses.
Yep.
Like she's a nice one. Rubber nuzzle. She likes that. Just
Nah,
right there. Just
nah.
they like that. Give her an apple or a carrot. Maybe a little sugar cube.
I
Listen.
wonder if you shove your hand down her pants, if it's like a horse's mouth eating an apple.
Maybe.
I
Don't
wanna
say
find
nay,
out.
Dion.
I say nay to thee. I say nay to thee.
Do you think she's got a chance at this year's Kentucky Derby?
By a nose.
I mean, you
No,
always
she's
got
too
a
old.
puncher's chance in the Derby.
Nah, she's too old. You got to be a 3-year-old or younger to run in the Derby. So I think she's older than 3. Plus,
Leave it to
the
crowds to come
mares.
up with some goofy bullshit like that.
Mares don't do so hot in the Derby. That's usually a colt thing. You got to be, bucking and whatever. So there you go. Dude, there we go. We have it. There it is, Dion. We have to introduce you, and you guys can create a duet. It's called Bucking and Jiving.
Nope. I mean, I love the idea. I love the idea. We can sell a lot of T-shirts. I'll just be like Silly Baby Billy. But
Dude, the album could go tinfoil. I guarantee you.
nah, man. No, you guys
Maybe
are
even
1
copper.
for 2 for suggestions for me. I'm gonna stick with going to London to watch the original cut of Star Wars. You can buy me as many tickets as you want, but my black ass is not going to North Korea, and I ain't listening to a German horse girl with nah.
The
Not my
state
So-
secretary
Yeah.
of Barn Affairs?
Oh my God.
Folks in the chat, if not only do you want to send Dion to Pyongyang next year, if you want him and this horsewoman to do a duet and make a music video together, and we will make sure that every stereotypical horse thing is involved in
Don't
this.
y'all waste your damn
You
money.
know what to do. One in that chat will make it happen. And Dion X Horse Girl coming
Listen,
2026.
the only way you could get me to do one of, if not both of those things, is I'm gonna drop my Venmo and y'all can pay me directly. You ain't sending no money to no white boy for me to hang out with. That ain't happening. Play it in the background.
Oh my God, look
I'm
at
going
that.
to London.
Oh,
What the fuck?
oh. That's disturbing at best.
Wait, she's gonna the horse is gonna skydive?
It's unusual, but that's not that
Can't
weird.
stay out.
How did that song? I got the horse right here. His name is Paul Revere, and there's a guy that says if the weather's clear, can do.
Doing that is actually pretty funny
Well,
with a horse freak.
So there you go. I mean, you can't say when horses fly because we just saw that happen. So we just got to stick to pigs.
Man,
I love
those
how
crowds are
Dion,
working.
there is a musician, a musical artist that I control you with now. Horse Girl's gonna be a big hit. She's like the next Amy Winehouse. Take that.
I mean,
any way you
listen,
want.
if she can sing like Amy Winehouse, we'll consider.
They tried to send her to the paddock, but she said, nay, nay,
reincarnated
nay.
Amy Winehouse without the meth chords, because otherwise I ain't involved unless y'all send it. Let me put my Venmo in the chat. If y'all
I got a real question, though. And this is not to take a dig at Dion at all. If Horse Girl breaks her ankles, are they going to put her down because she might get laminitis?
Off to
Sorry,
the
we
glue
had
factory.
she was recording an album, she broke her ankle, and we had to destroy her in the middle of the track. It has a complete same connotation as a horse, except for I'd feel worse about the actual horse instead of Horse Girl.
You
but
know
that's
what
just me.
You know what they do it to them in Germany when they have to put them down, Kendo.
Oh yeah, they get sent to
Ooh.
the glue factories.
Thomas the Train had seen everything there was to see. He had seen enough of this shit.
He's just following orders.
So Dion,
Wow.
how do you feel about making the choice you made right now? You regret it?
I don't regret it because it's while cringy, it was very funny, especially her going like that. I'll say that made it worth it.
I'm gonna follow her career just for you. So this Christmas, you're gonna get the best of Horse Girl volumes 1 and 2.
Oh, 100%. This has got to
Listen,
happen.
she gonna sing this Christmas?
She's gonna sing you Last Christmas. I gave you a nay. There we go. That's the fucking song.
Very next day, you gave it away.
We can write. I could take an afternoon and write you all sorts of horse themed Christmas songs. I'm sure you'd hate it. A one horse open neigh. That's what it is. That's Jingle
Yeah.
Funny.
Oh, folks, we have trailer talk this week. It's a little different than normal, but they dropped. It was literally 19 seconds long. This first look at the Fantastic Four, and I was reading the online discourse, and it was interesting to say the least. But I just wanted to say this before diving into anything super Marvel. This is the first time in many years where it looks like they're actually trying to create something unique looking. I watched this little clip and I went, I get it. It's just a couple of seconds that they're trying to promote this movie, but it actually feels like it's a 60s film. It actually feels like they're putting in the effort. So I hope it doesn't suck because it could be great. I've become a Fantastic Four fan in the last year or so. So I'm optimistic, but Dion, you're probably the most high on Marvel still to this day. What do you think of this 19-second preview, and what did you think of the Fantastic Four in general, movie-wise? Like, are you pumped?
Listen, I mean, to answer your second question, when we had a little pop culture thing in bang, and you would ask, what can Marvel do to get back on track? I think it was right after Captain Marvel came back. And the thing I said was make a good Fantastic Four movie. So I am excited, cautiously optimistic, more so. I did like the preview. I liked the teaser trailer. I was one of the folks that was very concerned about Pedro Pascal being the guy that you're choosing to play Reed. But again, this is the thing that they needed to do. I love John Krasinski in Multiverse of Madness as Reed Richards. So yeah, man, I think this is the correct direction to go if you want to make people excited. Again, I am concerned that they're doing a Galactus thing, so we'll see. The last time that they did Galactus, it didn't turn out that great. So I'm again concerned about that. But yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Unless something comes out or a trailer shows something that's really bad, I'm gonna be checking out. And this is 100% the direction Marvel should be going right
now. Pete, since you're our guest this evening, anything you want to say about this preview first, or the movie in general?
I've been so checked out of Marvel for years now. It wore me down to where I couldn't watch it anymore. I mean, and I like the Fantastic Four. So when they announced this, I was like, okay. And then, the Pedro Pascal casting had me less than enthused because just basically oversaturation. He's in everything. He's in everything now. And it's like, I don't see him as that guy. I mean, but I'm not a casting director. My last name isn't Weinstein. So I don't, who the hell am I? But I mean, I don't think it looks terrible. I think the aesthetic of it looks good so far. Yeah, the going away from Noran Rad as the Silver Surfer seems like a bit of a stretch to me. But
agreed.
I mean, especially in the first appearance, it's like, shouldn't you, you're supposed to lead with, as I've got like a stack of Silver Surfer comics right off camera. But I mean, I don't know. It just, that's the part that like, and I don't care, like female characters don't bother me, but it just seems contrived to do that, especially given everything that you just went through with Marvel and the complaints about the casting and the characters and the direction of the entire franchise and the universe as a whole with the derivative characters and replacing. And it's like, so you do this, I'm like, but I'm willing to get, I don't know if I'll go to the theater. It depends if my kid wants to see it or not. Like if he does, I'll take him to see it. Yeah. But I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it until it like hits streaming. And like I said, unless I take my son to see it.
Yeah. That's fair. Kendo, say.
I was just say I'm kind of paddling in the same direction as old Peter there. I'm not all that excited about it. I would like them to do something new. We've mentioned this countless times on this show that hey, if you want us to get back into Marvel, if you want us to get us back into this, we have to build to something. Something has to be, there has to be, no pun intended, but an end game in sight for the plan. You know, we have to build to something, but at the same time, it's like you can't just kind of just like throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. You actually have to. It has to be like well thought out and methodically get us along that journey like we've done once already. I don't know how I feel about a Silver Surfer that's a female, mainly because part of me doesn't care, but then another part of me thinks, why are they doing this? I mean, have they not learned their lesson at this point?
Mhm.
Because it seems to me like they're
No.
saying, hey, look, we found these cool people that they can play as the Fantastic Four, but we still got to push that little bit of agenda message going too. But I don't know. If the trailer comes out and it's just like awesome, and I'm like, shit, okay, I do need to go see that. There's time for that to happen. As of right now, do I want to go see it in theaters? No. Like just about every other movie that's come out in the last couple of years, it's like I can wait till it hits streaming because I would rather just watch it at home. It's not something I have to be there at 6:00 in the evening on a Thursday night to watch.
Those are all fair points. They have really changed the feeling around their films because they used to be must see. Like when Avengers Endgame came out, I couldn't even get tickets to my local theater. I went to some random ass one and drove back as fast as I can so we could do the show. It felt like an event. It felt so worthwhile. But I'm a little more optimistic, as I said in the opener, and I want this to do well. But like you said, you really summed it up perfectly. They got good casting for the most part. They have to do something weird with the Silver Surfer. I will watch this for the channel. I'm less enthused about Thunderbolts. I'm less enthused about Avengers whatever it's called. Infinity, no.
Secret Wars.
Doomsday.
Oh, yeah,
Not even interested. That one, I can't get over the Robert Downey Jr. thing. It's such a stupid ploy. Just, for God's sakes, just pay him and bring back Iron Man and stop with this like random bullshit. Undo your end game. You made your money. It's not like people are going to get a refund if you undo the emotional gravitas of that film and give people hope. What if Captain America comes back? What if Iron Man comes back? What if they come back? I think that's better than they got a nice definitive ending because characters love ESPN, but the characters love it works best when characters have an infinite realm of possibilities. In Star Wars, when they didn't kill off Han, Luke, and Leia, we all had our own ideas of what they did. There was the EU, you had your own stories you wrote in your head, it worked great. When you give people a definitive ending or definitive answers, I think you take away the character's viability. For example, Ghostbusters. It took forever to make a third, even though we don't count the female one, but from 1989 to 2021, there wasn't a Ghostbusters movie with like the real cast in it, right? Not knowing what the Ghostbusters are doing makes it better because everybody in their mind, the characters are alive to live in your mind. And I think that's what works best. And, end of Marvel rant. But this thing, I hope it's good. I hope it's fun. I hope we get some great music and a lot of humor that works for the Fantastic Four. And I don't know. I want to be optimistic, but Thunderbolts can kiss my ass. I have no interest in that.
Well, I mean, with the Ghostbusters, we had an idea what Egon Spengler was doing after about 2014, but I digress.
Shut up. R.I.P. Harold Ramis.
That's true. I wanted to go with even further with that one, but I like the guy too much and everything like that. But no, that's exactly what it is. Like with the original Star Wars movies, we did you know what Luke, Leia, and Han did after that? No. Could you come up with in your head? Yeah. Did the EU kind of give you some more shit? Yeah. You don't need to have like they went to A and then B and then C and then all this other stuff happened and we got to point D at the end. It's like, no, leave it up to interpretation. Let people have an imagination. No one has a fucking imagination anymore. Let us think. Let us imagine. Let us fantasize in both types of ways.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Anything anybody else wants to say about this?
It's definitely a very Marvel situation too, because like you guys said before, they always gotta something gotta be gender swap, right? But yeah, I mean to that point, I am excited about the Thunderbolts after seeing the trailer a couple more times, going to the movies. I'm optimistic for this phase. I mean, even though I definitely am in the eye roll phase with RDJ as Doom, but if especially if Thunderbolts is decent going into the summer, where Marvel's been tripping these last few years, again, messing up one of the fan base's favorite characters is going to be a problem. But yeah, with the way it looks, the remainder of the cast, my biggest fear, while being optimistic about it, is that they're doing this so the Silver Surfer can get with the thing, which I'm going to be like, okay, that's gonna be groan worthy if that's the case. But
I have one question about that, Dion. Is the Thing's dork made of orange rock like the rest of them, or is it different?
it's probably that one different one that gets the blood flowing.
I want to make a joke.
So good it gets alien species.
Oh, Alien Strange from Strange Worlds. Imagine being the first man to find extraterrestrial life and fuck it. Think of that, Kendo.
Yeah. Oh, I know. That's 2 in just the last minute and a half. We got ourselves going. Just hopefully the guy doesn't listen and get another heart attack.
I know that guy. Well, not R.I.P. You're still alive. Thank you.
He's still alive. He's not dead yet. His credibility is, for the most part, in certain realms.
This summer he's making a comeback with Dogma. I bet Dogma makes enough at the box office that he'll do Dogma 2.
I hope so. Although I don't know what you do with the Dogma 2. I mean, they pretty much wrapped everything up in a nice box with a bow on it. After what? Oh, good job. You rolled the chair in here. I'm proud of you.
Buddy Crest. Oh, buddy baby. Folks in the chat, let us know all about what you think about the Fantastic Four. Yeah, we were blamed for giving Kevin Smith a heart attack because I made a video called Lord of the Shills. Yeah, really, our fault. My fault, personally. So, let's move on to, you know what? Let's keep this shit topical since we're talking about superhero content. Have you guys heard the bad news about Superman?
No.
That he's been deported?
Yes. The bad news is because of new policies enacted in this country, Superman has been shipped back to Krypton. When he tried to tell authorities that there was no Krypton, well, they still kicked him out anyway. No.
Damn, we always thought kryptonite was the danger to Superman. Turns out ice is too.
Well, look where he keeps the Fortress of Solitude, bro. In ice. I'm waiting for people to use the song Ice Ice Baby as like a political statement, because then Vanilla Ice can make a comeback and I'll be for that.
You can make a music video out of certain police videos that could be either celebrated by one side or just hated by another side.
Well, that's when you put the crying choir over top of it, like as a green screen effect, and play Ice Ice Baby while all the activities are happening in the background. Which is because like I was gonna take that because I made a meme out of with the Lost Boys out of that Fetty Wap song again that you've been hearing on all the reels. It's like coming in bumping the JBL and Fetty Wap's playing. I use it when Grandpa comes in. I was like, when Grandpa shows up, rolls up in the Jeep playing Fetty on the JBL speaker to kill the boss vampire, and it's when he spears him in the end of Lost Boys. I was gonna mix that over some footage of certain American bombers flying over a place. I was like, remember when the Americans flew over Hiroshima and they were bumping Fetty on the JBL? Yeah. The Japanese don't remember that day.
No, not a lot of them.
We're fortunate.
That's true. If you're going to go attack a country, you should play CCR.
Yeah. That's whenever you hear helicopters in what song is it? Oh Jesus!
Valkyries?
Fortunate Son. Yeah, you hear the helicopters and Fortunate Son's playing. Just it's too late.
Hey,
so here's what we need to do.
Did you
we need to make our own
today.
What happened?
No.
You didn't hear about the helicopter crash that happened today?
Was there another woman flying a helicopter
today? No.
Oh,
yeah. This thing just crashed into the fucking Hudson River today.
Jesus Christ! Sully couldn't save that one.
5 tourists and a pilot killed when helicopter crashes into Hudson River.
Jesus. Hey, look, there's Tim Hortons. Me.
Oh, this is horrible. Agustin Escobar, a Siemens executive from Spain, was sightseeing in New York City with his family when their helicopter crashed, killing everyone on board. Senior law enforcement officials said witnesses reported hearing a loud noise and then seeing the helicopter drop. I watched the video. The helicopter something happened where the helicopter went upside down and it just went right into the fucking water. Like,
Jesus
somebody caught it as it was going in.
Dude. Man, they got Kobe and they got the Siemens executive team. That's not.
I was
Hey,
yeah,
going to
on,
say
helicopter
the last thing on the pilot's mouth, he flips a helicopter upside down. He's like, Kobe.
Dude,
Jesus.
I had moved to LA when Kobe died. Every fucking corner, dude, they had murals dedicated to that guy. Everywhere.
Yep, there was one, the Riverwalk next to our building at work. They kicked all the homeless people out, and that shit was up by that next weekend, man. That was crazy. I texted Diane when that shit happened.
Oddly, the only city that did not do any murals of Kobe Bryant was Denver.
Oh, Eagle County courtside with Kobe Bryant.
They did not put any murals. Look, he got. I did. I said he was innocent. He's innocent, just like Ben Roethlisberger was innocent, not guilty 2 times, baby. I almost bought a Roethlisberger jersey and had not guilty put on the back.
2-time Super Bowl champion,
2 times not guilty, not guilty, said Ben, and everybody was like, "Yeah, you just got money, dude. You got a lot of money." Man. Like I said, after that shit happened with Kobe, I watched that press conference on ESPN, and then oddly enough, he buys his wife a ring that was worth more than the total net income of the state of Alabama, like 3 times over. Like, it was like, holy shit, he just bought her the iceberg that sank the Titanic. I was like, he's not making up for anything. He's good.
You could apologize somehow. That worked.
Yeah.
Did you see, by the way, Pete, speaking of the Titanic?
And then he got caught at the 2012 Olympics sitting on the washing machine with the 2 Swedish volleyball players.
Yep.
Kobe?
But have you seen Swedish volleyball players? Could you blame them again?
Dude.
Kobe!
Yeah, I can't either.
No. No. Honey, I love you, but have you seen these broads? Like, really? Come on.
Hey,
listen, Kobe said,
I've got surprise audio. This is what it sounded like in Kobe's helicopter before it went down.
Oh,
Oh my God.
You're a problem. You're degenerate.
That's dark.
No, he's mostly white, a little Asian looking too, but he's having a good time spinning in the chair.
Well, I'm glad he's enjoyed spinning in the chair. Speaking of spinning, it sounds like Superman is spinning out of control because this movie that's supposed to drop the weekend before the Fantastic Four has had a big change. Warner Brothers Discovery has slashed 20 minutes after a dismal test screening of Gunn's Flawed Superman. This comes from Reasons I'm Broke on Twitter, and somebody else is reporting this as well. I just want to give the cite the source in case anybody wonders where the hell we're coming up with this story. We tweeted about it over on X, but I'm not really excited for this movie and like super optimistic, but I also believe that some people just want this to fail because they don't like this movie based on Henry Cavill not being in it and an allegiance to James Gunn. Like, I do believe that's why a lot of this shit has come up about this movie. What do you guys think about this situation?
I saw when I went to see, what was it? Was the Minecraft? No, when I went to see Minecraft the movie, they showed. This is the second time I've been in the theater. I've seen a trailer for this now, and I don't think it. I think the aesthetic of the guy playing Superman, I don't even know his name. He looks good in the suit, like he does. He looks good, but I just I don't. I've never been much of a Superman fan. I like Cavill. I thought he was like perfect if they actually would have given him anything to work with ever. But this one, I'm not going to watch this. There's no way. I'm not even curious. It just doesn't even look good. Like, I'll go back and watch. I own all the Christopher Reeve ones. I'll go back and watch those.
The first 2 are great.
Yeah.
I like the third one too.
Plus you have Hackman.
Better than Bateman.
Right.
It's the weirdest celebrity death ever.
Yeah. That was odd. Just the way everything happened was so odd.
Hey, after we talk about this, bring up Gene Hackman again. I watched one of his classic movies, and I wanted to tell Kendo about it. But Dion, anything you want to say about this movie?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna go. I'm still gonna watch it. This, it's hard to say, uh, without seeing what the scene is. Hopefully we can get something before the movie comes out, just for the chaos. But yeah, man, I don't mind how it looks. My concern, they brought crypto into it, and I do like James Gunn, even though he says some dumb shit occasionally. But if there's one person that I would, draft on my list of directors who can save franchises that are in deep shit, James Gunn would be on that very short list. So I'm still optimistic again. The movie fan in me is excited to have a Superman movie in the summertime. So especially, my kids are now getting to the age where they're getting into comic books, so for a Superman movie that could be coming out, James Gunn's at it. This does, give me a little bit of cause for concern with, Warner Brothers once again getting into some of this shit. But I'm still optimistic, man. Especially it's July. I'm still optimistic, even though seeing the scene, it was a very Superman-esque teaser trailer. I'm more worried about crypto than I am this, though.
Yeah, I'm worried it's going to be too much crypto because they think they're going to have like a Rocket Raccoon thing. And I don't dislike James Gunn as a filmmaker. I'm not like his biggest fan, but the cutesy, the hallmarks that make Guardians a hit with general audiences don't really land for me. And that's fine because it's just me. But when it comes to Superman, Superman is not Guardians of the Galaxy, and Superman is a much more straightforward story. I am so worried that it's going to be a boy and his dog on the super scale. And yes, Krypto the super dog is a part of Superman history for many, many years. But also, he's been gone for many, 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 many years. And I really worry that they're going to overdo this presence. Like, I just want to watch Superman fly around and fight villains. And also, too, I really think the guy playing Lex Luthor, Nicholas Hoult, is not a good choice. There's just something about what I've seen in the clips and the 5-minute teaser. I don't feel like he's the right look. He looks too young. He's like a step above Jesse Eisenberg, but a step down from Gene Hackman, and dare I even say Kevin Spacey. Like, Kevin Spacey's an asshole in a nut bar, but he's a good Lex Luthor, and I kind of hold him as like second live action one.
That's like saying, oh damn, man, I really like Jalen Hurts, but he's a step down from Tom Brady. He's a step down. Well, you're talking about two of the greatest. Don't get me again. Fuck Kevin Spacey, but that dude's in some iconic roles. So I just want to throw that out there. Just remember who it is you're comparing him to. I agree that he does look really young, despite him actually being older. But especially with his last few projects, Holt has earned this shot for me. So I'm excited to see his take.
That's fair.
Oh, I'm down for it, but it's okay that he's not, one of the baddest dudes of all time, Gene Hackman.
You make a fair point. Like, he has earned that spot, especially after stuff like, what was that Nicolas Cage movie he did last year? Renfield. That movie was great. And then he's done the X-Men movies. I think he's in Warm Bodies. That's like 12 years ago.
Yep.
Jesus. Anyway, you're right. He is a good actor. He has earned it. I want super villains, because for some reason over in Marvel, they don't have a problem casting age appropriate characters. Like, Iron Man is not a young guy. If DC made it, I feel like they would have made him right out of college. Really, only Spider-Man's their teenage superhero at Marvel, and I'm glad that we have older actors playing these characters, because audiences didn't care. Oh man, War Machine's 50. Who cares? It's just a guy in a CGI suit. Like, that's why I feel the way I do about some of the superhero casting. But overall, I want to remain optimistic. I want to be positive. I don't know, man. I think Superman is always meant to be a reflection of society. I don't know if there's anything interesting to say in an optimistic way about society that Superman can fit into a story.
Especially not the way they've been treating him in the comics.
I gave up on
Yeah.
those.
Well, listen,
Yeah.
all comics fucking up right now. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Marvel's still struggling too, you know. So I mean, unless you know, outside of IDW and shit, but
Yep.
yeah, I mean, I think that all of that you just said is just a really long way of saying I've been hurt before, and I get it.
I have.
You know, but that's why I tell you I love you all the time. Because Superman's supposed to be a sign of hope. You know, it's not a sign of the House of El. It means hope, brother. You know, we about to have some hope. You know what I mean? John Cena turn heel, anything's possible. You dig?
Hey, you know what? When you lay it out like that, I believe. I never thought in a million years I'd see that shit. Oh man.
Yeah,
speaking of hurt, there's Superman getting hurt by the yellow sun as they open up. Like somebody in the trailer, somebody in the comments of the trailer went, "Why is Superman in pain from the sun?" I don't think people watch stuff anymore. I think they look at it and then they look away and go on their phone, and then they just ask stupid fucking questions.
Yep.
Like I'm convinced people just don't know how to read anymore. Oh well,
I
folks,
think
you know how
to
to
that
read
point, people don't know. They just don't know. Like, it's not that he's getting hurt by the sun, fool. He's been in a fight, and it hurts to move. That's why he called his damn dog to come and get his ass, because he's hurt. You know, just be happy we get to see the Superman bots, man. Damn, he ain't hurt. Use your brain. That thing in your head, use it. Use it. I feel like I'm yelling at my children.
Yeah,
Well,
but you're asking people
your
to
kids are
think.
smarter.
You're asking people to think critically, Dion. Which is you and I both know, my friend, that is a lost art these days. If the attention span,
Very much so.
If the attention span, doesn't match. Hey, look, I have to consume this piece of entertainment and then discern, the information that's presented to me. That requires more than a 10-second attention span. It's over with. It's done, dog. It's done. Just cash it in. It's it. That's it. They can't do it. They can't.
Yeah, seriously, it drives me crazy.
Like you used to have to do like research to like find information. It wasn't just like, hey, ask Google or whatever. Now it's like, if you can't get it right there, they lose interest right away. So it's really got to be something to hook people. And I look at a lot of the movies now, and that's the thing, is that's why they're paced the way they are, is because it's for the short attention span generation. So getting them to sit through a 2.5 hour Marvel movie, or in this case, a DC movie, you've got to have these little jingling car keys is basically what it is, to every so often remind them what they're doing. Because if not, they'll be just wandering around, bouncing into walls because they're on their phones and they're not paying attention to what they're doing. Just, can you tell I teach kids, and like young kids in school? It's like, yeah, like you said, you feel like you're talking to your kids. It's like, that's why I have to tell my students. I'm like, hey, pay attention. Come on. You snap, little badasses.
Yeah, man. That's Ken will be saying that all the time as well, man. He's out there with the youth, and that's definitely the case, especially with the shit that they're consuming, and the types of social media and what's popular on social media. So yeah, it is annoying when you hear shit like that. It's like, what is it? It's like, dude, like, just look into what's, and just use your brain. Just use your brain. Common sense just ain't so common now. And it's frustrating. I'm frustrated.
You should be frustrated, because it's not just like people on social media. It's a lot of people everywhere. I interact with people a lot these days, and I'm always surprised just how dumb it gets. But folks, if you want a YouTube show where we can complain about dumb people, well, join us next week where we'll create one for you. Until then, well, let's just vent together.
Just give it some time. It's about to get stupider and stupider as the generations get older.
Oh yeah. Now there's horse girls real, so society is fucking stupid. By the way, Dion,
listen, man, they've been looking for the next David Bowie.
If you think Horse Girl's the next David Bowie, then you are on the wavelength. All right, you know what's up. This is your favorite.
Bro, we just get done saying they be thinking weird shit, man. Okay, ever since Wrecking Ball dropped, we ain't had that musical character, and Gaga's old, but Jessica Simpson can't rap. I want justice.
I want justice, dude. I will never forget the time we were in the cafeteria at college, and some random white girl has lunch with. It's you, me, Hillary, and this random white girl, and she's trying to convince you that Lady Gaga is the best of all time. And folks, Dion just systematically broke this girl down to the point where she left and we never saw her again. But you just fucking laid into her. It was great. Oh, it's one of my favorite Dion memories.
I forgot about that.
I got a lot of them.
I forgot about that shit.
A lot of people in the chat have been recommending their own casting for Superman. We have actors like Chris Benoit and Scott Steiner from 1999. So, folks, pitch a wrestler to play Superman.
Might be a little hard to get Chris Benoit to play Superman these days.
That's true.
It might be hard to get him to play anything, let alone a tune.
Well, if they brought if they brought back the Dire Wolves, I think we can reanimate Chris.
I knew you were gonna say that.
What would we do with a reanimated Chris Benoit?
Hide your
Would we
kids,
put him in
hide your
another
wives,
match?
because we brought back Chris Benoit.
Well, we'd get him a Bowflex sponsorship, and we'd let the rest work itself out.
So bad.
Yeah,
Bowflex
I
needs
love
the
this
publicity,
idea.
so you know they do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Chris Benoit comes back, challenge
shoot.
for the like we were talking about this the other day. It's like, can you imagine like if New Jack was around in his prime today, and you took New Jack and you just introduced him into the locker room with the current like crop of wrestlers, he would beat the living shit out of everybody in that locker room before the show. Like, it wouldn't even be funny. They would all be huddled in the corner crying, and New Jack's be like, "What's wrong with you bitches?" Like, it would be freaking hilarious. Like, they're soft.
Hey man, I don't know. Level of athlete that's getting into pro wrestling now, and especially the type of shit where we living in the future, dog. New Jack, he definitely would do New Jack stuff on New Jack time. But
they're
these
not
kids, man, they jumping over the top rope from a sitting position and shit. I don't.
That's fine. He's gonna hit him in the head with something.
He might get his black ass whooped.
I don't, but that's it. He'd sit there and let them do their organized gymnastic choreographed routines and just like catch them out of midair like King Kong with those stupid little helicopters in Skull Island. Like, it'd be like, okay, cool. You did a moonsaw. When you're getting up, I'm gonna smash you in the head with this trash can, then hit you in the dick with a vacuum cleaner. Ha! Like that, like this shit, like it's just I would like to see him like watch Cody Rhodes weep like a baby into Lunkhead's chest. And then come backstage and New Jack just like, "Quit crying like a bitch!" Whap! And just smacks him in the mouth. The crying ass bitch. Just it's pathetic. I'm just like, he needs somebody like that backstage to start smacking these guys. Like, there's got to be one guy backstage that just tells them all, just like toughen up and start acting like men. Like, wrestlers are supposed to be outlaws, not. God damn it! It kills me. I'm the old man yelling at the cloud. I don't care.
I'm about to say, tell me that you're an OG wrestling fan without telling me that you're an OG wrestling fan. Calm down, Harley Race.
Well, it's just.
Are you saying the Young Bucks are not the pinnacle of masculinity?
Holy
I will not
shit.
hear that conversation.
Don't even. I sat through that 5-hour fucking pay-per-view, and this is the payoff. I'm like, this is it. Swerve is finally fucking.
I'm not paying while John Moxley's champion, dude.
I didn't pay for it. I didn't pay for it. Draven did. I love Swerve. I'm like, finally, please give this man a good fucking title reign. And all of a sudden, just no,
my man.
No. Here's Matt and Nikki. Yeah.
Dude, John Moxley is.
God.
He's terrible.
But he's the worst champion they've ever had.
His title reign is. We haven't seen the belt since October. We have not seen the belt since October.
Yeah.
He keeps it in that stupid bag.
Which I love that as an idea. I love that. But you got to be a good champion.
Yeah. And I'll fight Marina Shafir for the title belt because Roderick Strong ain't shit. Come here, Marina. Come here, baby. You let you put me in mother's milk. Come here.
You don't know her.
I don't. That's perfect. One night. That's it.
Since you brought up New Jack, Pete, he is getting DLC in the new video game.
I know. I have 25, and I'm gonna go nuts with him.
I have too. I downloaded him in 24. He's the GM of ECW in my GM mode.
Nice.
And he is the biggest douchebag. I hire up all these low-class wrestlers, and I treat them like shit as New Jack. Also, one day when I wasn't necessarily sober, I was listening to Razor Ramon's theme song. And next time you hear it, I want you to take, you know how it breaks down to that organ part in the middle of it. Replace that part with New Jack Smokes Crack. It'll work, and you will laugh your ass off. Because every time I hear that song,
smokes crack. New Jack smokes crack.
But Pete,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
yeah,
honest.
Rush
I
Hour
think of it
song.
in your voice. It makes me laugh so hard. Yeah.
God
Welcome
damn, I
to
love
my head,
pro
folks.
wrestling. It's so wild.
I thought I was jokingly I was gonna because we do like a big Halloween show at Shogun and they're like, what are you gonna dress up as for like the Halloween show? And I was like in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna do a New Jack for Halloween, like because I was like, it just would be perfect. I was like, I finally get to use Natural Born Killers and come out and bring a goddamn grocery cart full of shit down the fucking ramp with me and just beat the holy hell out of somebody for 5 minutes, 5 to 7, curtain to curtain. I don't like to work too long. And then I get stuck in 20-minute matches, bastards. But no, but instead I'm gonna grow the beard back out. I'm buying the whole ensemble. I'm gonna go as Jimmy the fucking King. I'm gonna do a Jimmy the King. I'm gonna get the scepter and the cape and all that shit.
Are
Jared,
you ready to rumble?
I love that movie.
I will rule you. I will reign supreme as soon as I finish
King
these here
him
beers.
or crown him.
Crown me king.
I just love that John Cena's in that movie.
The prototype.
Yep.
He beat The Rock the
Power
movies.
plant.
And hell, he beats The Rock in movies nowadays.
The homo type.
Now, let's check in with the audience. And we're going to get back to our main topic. Folks, hit that thumbs up button to let YouTube know that you enjoy this content. Dion, let's do, well, Pete, since you're here, pick a number between 1 and 69, and we'll transition into our messages from the audience.
54.
Who's that Pokemon? It's
Uncle Ben.
R.I.P. Uncle Ben.
I love that one.
I
He
love
so
crying.
thought it was Diglett.
Now, our friend Shrolos08 says, I'll take a new Buffalo Jeff button and a horses for Dion Green. Dion, I'm sorry, but you have to sit through this, right?
Hello, Dion.
And he's gone. Well, here's the Buffalo Jeff button that you requested. Oh, wait, it's not in this tab. It's in this tab right here. Thank you, folks, for your patience.
Who's that Pokemon? It's
Me, your old pal Buffalo Jeff.
Stunning, brave, scary.
Love it.
Buffalo Jeff.
I just love that wherever I take this voice, like even on other shows, it makes people uncomfortable. Folks, check out the side scrollers from about 2 weeks ago where I did the voice for Craig and Blabs, and they booted me from the show because it made them uncomfortable.
Those people are just soft.
SAWFT. Sejorjan has a question for Dion. Excuse me, Mr. Cleo. Can Mr. Cleo predict the winner of the Kentucky Derby?
What?
It's a very straightforward question. Mr. Cleo, can you predict the Kentucky Derby?
Oh, Albert of mercy. What we gotta do? Cause Miss Cleo don't think that much about the Kentucky Derby. Mr. Cleo only knows one thing: the kids don't lie. What we see with the kids here? The kids what we got right here. We have the horse of destiny, which means what? Mr. Cleo don't know, but put 50 on destiny. Albert of mercy.
These have been the wise words of Mr. Cleo. Thank you,
I want to play
Sejorjan.
Dion in chess. I feel like he would never touch his knights. Ever.
Hey, at the Stabbing Cabin, we'll film that. Bring a chessboard.
Got it.
John Thomas, thank you very much. He says a working man was better than this sounds like. Sorry, a working man was better than this sounds. Lots of laughter, or lots of slaughter. Yeah, I saw it. It was a good movie. Even though I eye rolled using the M14 M24 sniper rifle as a close quarters combat rifle. Oh, you mean in the casino at the? Well, yeah, it was a casino at the end of the movie.
Yep.
I liked it. I really liked this movie. I am going to watch it again on streaming. Pete,
I loved it.
Kendo, have you seen it?
I have not seen it yet.
Can't say that I have.
Go see it.
The only thing I know about Working Man is it's a Rush song, and we call it the Wookiee Man, but it's still a good song.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. It's very fun. I loved it.
Had some good kills.
Thank
Thank
you
you, though,
very
John Thomas. John Thomas also said, oh, and by the way, John, I am not a gun expert, but I understand what you're talking about when there are certain inaccuracies. There are a lot of movies that I watch and I go, that's not true. And then, like, here's my bugaboo. When I watch a movie or a TV show where they're like, hey, look at what this kid drew. And I go, a kid did not draw this picture. Not even a good kid artist. Like, that is way too much. You have thought this picture out way more than any child would. So that's
What
usually
if
my
he is
thing.
a savant, like Mozart, but like 3 years old? Are you hating on people on the spectrum now, Jeff?
No. Well,
You could have said yes. I'd have said fair enough, but okay.
I was gonna say don't quote me on this is what I was gonna say. just don't quote me on it. But yeah, sure. I guess I am.
Fair enough. I was gonna say there's nothing wrong with that, so fair enough.
I never feel judged on this show. Ever. Folks, thank you for making this such a great environment. John Thomas says Jurassic Park versus Superman versus Fantastic Four. Dinosaurs for the win. How do
I'd
you
like to
guys
think
feel
that they
about
had a shot.
John's? You think Jurassic Park's gonna win?
I mean, look, I feel like
Made money.
Superman could put up a fight against some of the dinosaurs, like some of the plant-eating dinosaurs and shit like that. But I mean, I don't think the Fantastic Four could beat up a whole lot of dinosaurs, except for the Human Flamer. He might be able to do it. It might be kind of hard to eat the thing. I don't think dinosaurs ate rocks, but I don't know. I'd like to see the dinosaurs win that one, but it'd be a good fight.
I mean, Superman's winning for sure. But in terms of the movies, I mean, I can see Superman winning. I mean, the last few Jurassic Park movies weren't great, but they still made some money. So I can see the newer thing being Superman. I can see Superman maybe edging out Jurassic, even though it's got Scarlett Johansson now.
Well, Scarlett Johansson, while sexy and a draw to some people, it's just the fact that these damn Jurassic Park movies don't end. The first one is awesome, 10 out of 10. The second one is okay, and I don't even hate the fourth one. But after watching Dominion and not Frozen Empire, whatever the last one was, just end the goddamn franchise. But I do think because of the global appeal that Jurassic Park wins the box office.
Yeah.
That
I had
was cool.
one of my Utes was asking me about that the other day. He was like, asking me, he's like, new Jurassic Park, maybe going to watch it. I was like, maybe at some point. I've kind of been tapped out on Jurassic Park since about 1995, but yeah, I'll give it a whirl and see. But
Same. I went to see the last one because I hated Fallen Kingdom. Like, that movie made me like physically angry because of the logic in it. Just so much.
It's so stupid.
It was like, I'm like, Chris Pratt is mowing through armed security guards who have guns, but they choose to engage in hand-to-hand combat. I'm like, shoot
because
him!
he's Star-Lord, these are a crossover movie now.
And just all the other logic shit, like with the targeting system, with the Indoraptor. I was just like, come on, like, this is, Buffalo Bill got killed. I was sad about that. Was the worst part of the movie for me, was watching Buffalo Bill get killed. What's it, Ted Levine? Ted Levine. But no, I was rooting for him the whole movie. I was like, man, he's the good guy in all this. I was like, the hell with the rest of these assholes. But no, that movie was terrible. And yeah, Dominion, I went to see in the theater because my kid I took him when they played it during COVID to see the original at the theater I went to see it at. So he's loved these since he saw them. He enjoys them. He loves dinosaurs. So I'll probably end up going to see, out of any of these movies, I'll probably end up going to see the Jurassic World movie, even though it'll be begrudgingly. And but I'll just eat a couple edibles before I go. It'll be fine.
Hey, man, after my own heart, I just be taking Benjamin with me on the stuff that I'm not excited
Oh, that's what you name it?
Yep.
Mine were all named after Star Wars villains. Like literally everything I had in California.
Yeah.
We had the Emperor, General Grievous, Grand Puff Target. Like they all had names.
That's awesome.
My ally is the Force, and a powerful ally it was.
Damn right. You'll be too high by the time your friends arrive.
That was me during Wakanda Forever. I was so stoned during that movie. I wasn't even mad when I knocked my popcorn over. I was just waiting for the movie to end. I'm like, would this please just end? Please just end. I'm like,
I didn't go see it.
Oh
Diane did the same thing when she took Devin, and she was like, "Yeah, she's like, I'm glad that I was high. It was pretty stupid.
It was just boring, like because there's nothing.
Yeah,
yeah, it was bad. That was bad. But anyway, I'll stop derailing things.
No, believe me, I understand. I will not be doing that stuff for these movies, but I also just won't be seeing Jurassic Park. I don't like. I can't be guilted into seeing that movie. Fuck Jurassic Park. I'm done with it. But I will go see the superhero movies and hope that they're good. Wanderer asks, are y'all going to be at any cons this year? Well, Wanderer, you actually missed our first con appearance at the Lexington Comic and Toy Show. It was quite a big event for us. Sold a lot of woke busters. I was very happy. Everybody I talked to, I'm like, yeah, man, the con was way more successful. Nick was there. It was a lot of fun. I will be going to Astoria for the channel with Nick in June. We're going to probably hit up Dragon Con. And then I'm going to try to do as many shows as possible now that I have new books and, merchandise to take to these cons. Plus, I love it. It's fun. We sit at the table. We interact with fans and people. We sell books. We wear our suits. It's a great time. And Wanderer, you'll love it. What's up?
You should go to Vegas Con. I don't know if there is a Vegas. There probably is. Pirate Fest is in a couple weeks, and so is the Indian American Cultural Festival. So always something going. I guarantee there's a con.
I was close to going to WrestleMania at the last minute since tickets have dropped.
You could stay for free at my house.
If I could I found tickets for $450 for both nights, which is roughly what I paid last year. And I thought, do I keep the streak alive? So I'll text you if I change my mind, Kendo. Thank you.
If you do, we've got the downstairs bathroom or bedroom. It's got a king size bed. There's a pissoir right next to it. Help yourself to the fucking pantry and shit. I'll just be like, hey, you're cooking for 3.5 people. Well, no, Jeff counts as like 2. All right, so you're counting as like you're cooking for like 4.5 people tonight. So be fine.
I eat less than I used to, but I'm gonna always throw down on some good international cuisine.
You're also like still double the size of like me and the wife, and I ain't small, so
wait till you see me. I'm not double your size anymore.
I still have to look up to you, Jeff, and you're younger.
Oh, height-wise, always. You always have to look up to me in that way.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not calling you like a walking like caravan or something. Jesus, calm down. Stop being so sensitive.
No, walking condominium. That's appropriate. Also, yeah. Anyway, thank you, Wanderer. I will make more announcements, and I plan on working more shows in general. I'd like to do as many as I can. I love working the con circuit, so you'll see me at more. Plus, it's fun to hang out with you guys.
Just don't end up in con college. That you don't want to go there.
Right.
Julian, I gotta come pick you and Ricky up from con college once a fucking year.
Fucking recidivist.
Fucking what's fucking recidivist ladies over here? Fucking shit hogs. Fucking swooping in, picking things up, and their fucking shitty talents, hauling off the big fucking shit nest in the sky. I'm scared as fuck, Ricky.
I love it. I love it.
Show.
So
we are the epitome of pop culture, after all.
Seasons 1 through 7 are just, and after that, to me, it just got overproduced, and I quit watching it. I'm like, they put too much into guest appearances and production. I'm like, it looked better, like gritty. Plus, nothing's better than J-Rock and the Rock Pile, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Love
fucking
it.
J-Rock.
Love it. Mm-hmm.
P-Dubs knows what's up. I might go to Fear Fest in you're talking about Scarefest? I gotta make sure they have a table for us, because if they follow through with what they said, Nick and I, and obviously Kendo and Dion can come down if they want, but we will be representing the podcast at Scarefest. We just have to get everything finalized. So just keep watching the channel and get all your updates from us directly. So guys, I didn't really want to talk about this random lady on this Chinese poster, but I wanted to talk about something that's affecting entertainment on a bigger scale. And it's kind of interesting. So I'm not going to go into anything about tariffs. We're going to save that for the toy video, because one toy company that I usually like to buy from, well, they're not even a toy company. They're a retailer, if you will. They have jumped the gun and increased all prices on their website. And, well, we'll get into that in the video proper. But according to the news today, China may reduce or ban U.S. movies in retaliation to the tariffs, and they just made the 5th highest grossing film of all time anyway. So I wanted to bring this up to you guys. This is supposed to be some sort of punishment to us, where, oh man, our movies don't get exported to China anymore. They're thinking that's going to hurt the box office. First off, a Hollywood movie, it doesn't really affect the economy, and nobody gives a shit if a movie flops. Like, I guarantee you most Americans would be like, hey, I can eat, I got a future, my retirement's safe, all the Avengers didn't make money in China. Who fucking cares? So this, first off, to me, felt like the lamest, oh, we're not going to import your movies. Like, we don't see any rollback from that anyway. But what I really wanted to talk about is, it's irrelevant now, because about 10 years ago, even if we take it back even a little further, there was such a push to try to make all of our movies appeal to the Chinese box office because it was going to make more money. That's why Iron Man 3 has extra scenes. Transformers 3 has extra scenes. All of these movies would hire these big Chinese actors and have these scenes, but in America, those scenes don't exist in the film. And so over the years, China has developed its own film industry to the point where their movies are making billions of dollars and our movies are making less. For example, in this year, this movie called Ni Za 2 made $2.11 billion worldwide, but it made $1.86 billion of that in China. Last year, the biggest hit for them was Kong vs. Godzilla New Empire. It made $571 million worldwide, and it brought in 23% of its gross from China. Same with Fast X, and it keeps, going back, it goes lower. I think the Chinese film market has kind of developed its own thing, and so this retaliatory response will be nothing. What do you guys think about this? Because I kind of laughed.
I definitely laughed as you were reading it. It's a very interesting thing. The one thing to also remember is, with everything that going on, it's going to be very interesting. Your video on toys, because that's going to be a very interesting market that's affected by all this stuff. So I'm excited to hear that from you. But specifically for me, the first thing I hear and I feel when I hear that is that wasn't China to the American people, that was China to Hollywood. And that's what makes that so funny, and why I laughed along right side right now is because Hollywood, for all their grandstand and all this bullshit, they care about making money. And that's China winking at Hollywood like, hey, you get a lot of money from over here, and we know a lot of your companies depend on trying to make $1 billion over here too. So I just love them, Hollywood, being stuck in the fucking corner that it's been that it put itself in. It painted themselves into that fucking corner. So to see that come up with China to get back at the U.S. giving a blow to Hollywood, that's going to be that domino effect's going to be very fun to watch. Very fun to watch.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny that China's like, oh, you got tariffs? Okay, well, we're not sending you any more of our movies. It's like, well, we weren't watching them anyway, and if you don't want our movies, that's fine. My big concern with all of this, and this is the thing that keeps me awake at night, is that if China refuses to show our movies and things like that as a way to retaliate against the tariffs, there's a really good chance that Hollywood and the celebrities will become like anti-Trump and hate Republicans. That's the worry I've got.
Don't put that out in the ether, Kendo.
I know. I'm so worried that they will.
How could you do that? How could you say something like that? That would never happen, Kendo. Don't even
That's
plant
my
the seed for that
concern
idea.
is that suddenly there'll be jokes about the president all over the place. They will become
Never.
very considered liberal, and there's a really
never
good chance
happen.
that celebrities in Hollywood could become out of touch. That's my concern.
You mean somebody like Ron Gashman would pee on his hand and make videos shot at a really weird angle and just refer to some guy named Little Donnie?
I
For
mean,
like,
clearly he's upset about the tariffs in China.
think
not
he
showing our
is.
movies. That's what's concerning me. But other than that, I don't give a shit. China doesn't want to show a movie. That's fine. We don't have to put Boyega on a movie poster really small anymore. So, I don't care about China being pissed off at us for tariffs and deciding, oh, we're not going to show American movies. Ha ha ha. How do you like that, Eric Baldwin?
That's my whole thing now. Is like Hollywood's going to start this movement. It's like, won't somebody think of the billion-dollar entertainment companies? We're starving. Oh, like, I don't fucking care, dude. There's people in the street. There's veterans in the street. We got our own regular citizens not being able to do things and provide. So it's like, I'm more worried about them than Hollywood starving. Like, we can make movies with AI now. Kiss my ass. Like, we don't really need you, Hollywood. Like,
Well,
sorry.
In Hollywood, while I am so excited to see all those people who did that Imagine video,
Yes.
their world will be affected by it. I'm very excited about that. That's not what I'm worrying about, and excited to see the fallout. Our boy Bob Iger got extended, and his re-signing bonus like an additional $20 million. So to Kendo's point about Boyega, that's where it's going to get juicy, because all this bullshit, all the tweeting, all of this, we support this, that, and the other thing. In actuality, they give their money to a certain party, and also they love that Chinese money. No matter what you think they say and whatever videos different studios put on YouTube and X, they want that money. They do one thing, they say one thing to us, and then they do other things behind the scenes. And one of the things behind the scenes is getting that Chinese money, baby. So, especially how the box office was already hurting in the United States, playing both sides. This is what happens. This is why you don't do that. This is why you do not play both sides, because we don't care. We are not going to care. I promise you. I'm going to have shredded pork tacos for the next couple of weeks, because I can't wait to see and hear what Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy and all these other executive, what's his name, it's Sony with all this bullshit. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Yeah, that's it in a nutshell, because you have John Cena going out and making an apology video in Mandarin because he accidentally called Taiwan a country. And now China say, oh, John Cena, we don't Reiki your movie no more. Oh, okay. And we're not going to show it. My question, and then Dion will understand this, is what happens if China decides that they want to retaliate by not showing NBA over there? Remember how ass over tea kettle the NBA was and all those guys were when there was
you're making the back of my neck tingle. Ooh, I can't wait for that.
Where that shit came out, it was a few years ago, and nobody in the NBA was willing to criticize China at all, and they were going out of their way to bow to China and be like, no, we don't all think that way. China still love us, the NBA players, because we still want you to give us lots of money to show the NBA in China.
And they just raised the salary cap in the NBA.
What is it up to now? Because it was 350, wasn't it?
I want to say they went up another 100 mil.
Yeah, it's 450 or something like that. I saw.
Yeah, I think they went up another 100 mil. So that's what that's another thing. That's another great one that I'm excited about, because again, the NBA, if you need a class 101 example of a company saying one thing and doing another right now, it's the NBA. And on top of that, LeBron going to retire in the next couple of years.
Yep.
So if China says, yeah, we're not broadcasting the NBA anymore. Ooh, what you gonna do, Mr. Silva? All this stuff you talking about the NBA and what was he saying? Pillars of the game or the morals of the game and all that shit. You know, who are you going to make a couple phone calls if China says that we're not broadcasting NBA games over here? I can't wait.
That is a substantial chunk of money that goes into the NBA coffers. It comes from China.
Plus,
And
they need that money because they've got to subsidize the WNBA because
there's
you
that
know,
too.
let's face it, they've been subsidizing the WNBA since day one, and that shit will continue. Yeah, Caitlin Clark is a fucking huge financial draw, and the Fever just signed. I can't remember the other girl's name, but she's some just Nordic blonde goddess too. So I mean, they've got Flash, and I mean, Caitlin's a baller. Let's face it, she's a baller. She's a draw, but
she does not have the Angel Reese meal at McDonald's. Okay, so Caitlin Clark may be a lot of things, but you can't go to McDonald's and get the Caitlin Clark meal. You can get the Angel Reese meal with the extra white eyes.
the what is her name? The Halle Bailey, Rachel Ziegler eyes, the fish, the trout eyes. They're
the
like,
one that goes this way and the one that goes that way.
Yeah. She got it's like the eyes like Forrest Whitaker's eyes, like the Forrest Whitaker and Shawn Michaels. Like Shawn Michaels just released a line of dartboards. It's pretty crazy where the bullseye is on that board.
Oh, called cross-eyed.
Yeah, but
damn you, Chris Jericho.
I don't feel like the WNBA is much of a draw in China compared to the NBA, which based on how, the Chinese feel about, certain looking people on like movie posters and stuff, the fact that the NBA is so popular there seems a bit odd. I blame Yao Ming. And like Dion said, I mean, if China wants to do this with like the movie industry, they could do that with the NBA. The NBA is going to be hurting me. And the funny thing is, like, sports are kind of like recession/inflation proof because the NBA still has plenty of people going to games. NBA still has plenty of people watching on TV. I think it's like the second most watched and attended sport right behind the NFL. The NFL's not going to China anytime soon. Roger Goodell's too smart for that shit. He's not trying to bust into the Chinese market. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And now I'm kind of wanting to put that out in the ether, and I'm kind of wanting China to say, sorry, NBA. No, as Mukumbo would say. Not happening. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, and then I would love to see like how LeBron comes out and tries to defend China at that point. Because it was funny the first time, and I want to see it again.
Yeah.
LeBron and Cena and all those actors are going to be doing Hands Across America for China. Like, watch.
Hey man, make sure I want to see what their Mandarin's like.
Yeah, get that bag, right? Get your bag. Get that yen. Is it the yen? Is yen the Chinese? Get your bag yen. Isn't it?
No, it's Japan. Japan's got the yen. I don't know. China's got.
If you want,
I don't know what China's got.
It's YUAN. Yeah.
Okay.
I know Vietnam's got the dong, and
oh, they do. That's where it is.
Yeah, they should have gotten the dong back in the 60s, but we were fighting the war.
I just don't know why their flag doesn't just say "We got the dong" because like everyone would want to hang out.
That'd be awesome.
I have no ill will towards that country. I disagree with a lot of things that happen between us and that country. But if they put out their flag and it says "We got the dong," or dude, that should be like the Vietnamese like tourism thing. Come to Vietnam, we got the dong. It's like I could see that for a certain segment of the population. I just want some banh mi's and pho. But whatever.
Oh, you'll get pho, all right.
Yeah. Oh, we pho you with the dong.
Yeah. Get fud up. Get fud up.
Pops is a Nam, but Dad, you want to go to Nam for some dong?
He's probably like, no shit, I've done that fucking tour before. I ain't going back.
He's literally, God damn it, I got fucking Agent Orange last time I was there. I ain't going back.
I'm going back.
Hey, Dad, to be fair, this time if you go, you don't have to ride on a helicopter and no one's going to be shooting back.
Right? We're
just shooting threes now.
I got one fucking Vietnamese student, and me and my dad were at the Christmas program, and he heard his name announced, and he goes like this. He was like, that's Vietnamese. I'm like, God damn it, Dad.
Dude, he's probably got like that fucking God damn it, what's Hank Hill's dad? Cotton Hill, ability to be able to pick him up. He could probably pick them all apart because they can pick each other apart. I know they can because we'll be watching something and the wife could be like, oh, he's a Chinese, he's a Japanese, oh, he's from this, I'm like, how can you tell? But then again, that's their culture. Like, whereas me, stupid white guy from the Midwest, it's hard to tell a lot of people apart like that. And
Joel knew.
Dad.
well, that's because Joel has
Well,
some kind of
that
weird
was different.
transmission fetish.
That's true.
I've witnessed his powers of discernment in full display many times.
He's like,
he can,
those ones we could shoot at. Those ones were supposed to be our friends.
yeah, those were the targets.
So I think we've kind of all agreed that this is the dumbest retaliation that this country could threaten. Oh, tariffs, we're going to take away your ability to show your movies here. Oh, no. Oh, no.
It
Oh,
sounds like a
man.
South Park bit, to tell you the truth.
It
It
does.
really
Yeah.
does. It sounds like
It
something you'd
does,
see on
dude.
South Park where they go to, like, China, like Garrison as Trump goes and like, we're tariffing China like this. And then it just cuts to the Chinese embassy and he's like, oh, you can't watch our movies and we don't want yours no more. And it's like, that's like a South Park joke. Oh,
Okay.
sorry, you can't show our movies here anymore if I can get back at you. It's like, this isn't going to be. Oh, well, fuck it. Do the NBA next. I want to laugh at that.
Well, let's write the script. So, if we're all good on that, let's check in with the audience before we move into our next topic. So, Wonder says, y'all should check out the Dallas Fan Expo sometime. Well, if I could find out when these tables go on sale, I definitely would, because I like to work cons. I like to meet people and hang out at the cons, but it's a lot to just fly across the country and just kind of hang out. I'm there to, I'm a businessman. Dion's been to these shows, so has Kendo. We take a full booth and we have everything there, from shirts to posters to books, you name it. So we like to treat our, we'd like to be covered.
Yeah.
But Wonder, I will let you guys know. If people want to email us, info@worldclassbullshitters.com, you can say, hey, Jeff, tables for this con go on sale. Would you guys consider it? And we can look into, make it happen.
Bestmeal.com.
Xavier to God says, fuck, Mary, kill Bailey, Naomi, and Rhea Ripley. Ooh. Pete, you're a guest, and you're a pro wrestler. Pete, you go first.
Okay. This is very
strictly
easy.
on looks.
On looks, I'm going to fuck the living shit out of Naomi, because I've seen what she can do with that ass.
That dunk.
Yeah, and I do appreciate a very well developed booty, and
Same.
she definitely has one of those. So yeah, that's the one nighter right there. I'm going to kill Bailey, droopy dog. Good night, Bailey. Bye bye. Because I don't care for the hugonomics. Bye, Bailey. And I'm going to marry the goth muscle mommy Rhea Ripley, and hopefully I can get her to spit in my mouth and demean me for the rest of our lives together and live happily ever after.
You're the
Spoken
degenerate.
like a true
You are
gentleman.
the
Very
degenerate.
masochistic of you. Very good.
You are a degenerate, sir. You're a problem. You're a real problem.
Oh,
That's why you're our
I have no soul. I am a degenerate, sir. Absolutely.
Dion, top him.
Listen, I am giving the most distinct answer. Yes, and you can't stop me. I'm taking them all.
Oh,
I'm taking them all.
My answer is yes to all of them too. 'Cause-
So you're moving to Utah.
hey, Kendo.
I mean, I'm just saying legally. I'm saying culturally, there are things about that. You know what I'm saying?
They're all white. That's
with
what it
this
is. Dion.
list.
That's what you're talking about culturally.
That's no, Naomi's not white.
Naomi's not white.
That's true. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was trying to turn off a light while I said that.
Jeff just race swapped Naomi.
Yeah.
If you race swap Naomi, it's Nikita Lyons, which I like her.
That's fair. That's very fair.
That thing is its own zip code.
Naomi,
my God.
Naomi on the list too.
See,
Plus, Jimmy gonna end up drinking, going to jail anyway. She gonna need someone to comfort her,
Right.
And that's
Hey,
me.
I will.
Also, an extremely fair point.
Mm-hmm. It's so weird. Like Jimmy Uso is like my kid, like one of his like favorite wrestlers. I'm like, out of everybody
Why?
you could have picked, I don't know. I'm like, you picked Jimmy Uso? Like
That would
so
be like
what-
me picking Bull Buchanan or
right?
like S.A. Rios. Just like some rando as a
That's
kid. Like,
what I'm like.
oh man, my favorite's Dean Malenko.
You mean to tell the Dion that your favorite wrestler is a guy named Juventud?
Okay. So if I was going to go on this one, unfortunately, Bailey's out through process of elimination. Rhea is the bang because I thought she was better looking before she went full goth and got all the tattoos. I thought she looked really good when she was the blonde. And then I'm going to marry Naomi because you know what they say, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
But you're a diabetic,
Plus, I mean,
so be careful.
I am not diabetic, you lying bastard. I got the test results from my last doctor's appointment to prove that. But I will say that, you know, that thing is just right there. And it's
awesome.
You could land a fucking B-52 on that sumbitch. So,
or you could
that's
lay
where
your
we're
head
going.
on it every night for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Plus, like, you know, Dion said, Jimmy's going back to jail. It's,
Yeah.
you know, he should be the wrestler named Swerve. So there we go.
That just ruined Jimmy. Jimmy's down. Jimmy's going to jail. Ooh, Jimmy got a DUI.
Jimmy can't stop drinking and driving.
Jimmy likes to drink. Jimmy likes the sauce.
Hey, yo, man, this motherfucker's drunk. Damn it, Jimmy. I know where I'm gonna give her a call for you, Jimmy. We'll make sure she is not alone during this very hard phase of her.
I'm the only one that's not married here. I'll make the phone call.
That's what I'm saying. We're trying to get you in. You know, that wasn't for us.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like, we're like brothers in real life, so I appreciate that.
Exactly. Just
Xavier,
just when you know what to do is all I'm saying. You know,
I think I can hang. I feel confident. I'm taller than Jimmy Uso, so I'm okay. Now, Xavier to God, this is difficult because I want them all, like Pokemon cards. Got to catch them all. But I know she's a wet blanket, but I kind of want to bang Bailey just because on principle. But I don't want to get rid of the other two.
I'm glad you have principles.
Yeah, PC principles, bro. I'm just going to say fuck them all. I'm sorry. I'm just cheating. All of them. All of them,
Yeah.
Xavier to God. Like Bill on King of the Hill. Both of them? No, all of them. Lord of Opossums says, hi. Lord of Opossums, hello to you, and thank you for being a member of the channel. Hopefully you enjoy everything we put out. We got some more stuff coming for you. Probably Saturday morning, I will have a toy talk about tariffs. Because, folks, you know how they have that meme, Saturdays are for the boys? Well, here on the channel, Saturdays are for the toys. So join me this week where we talk about the tariffs, collecting, greed. I want to make a separate video. That Spider-Man that they charged you $50 for that I made a video over, guess what? It shit the bed. It's coming like unpainted. It's a garbage product that Hasbro convinced people is worthwhile. So join me for that rant in a couple of days as well. Dion, I don't own it. You and I are the king of, hey, if I'm going to pay $150 for a toy, that shit better be perfect. That's why you got Mezco. I got Mezco and Hot Toy. Like, yes, folks, we are brand shaming. If you listen to the show, we love and respect you, so take yourself out of the equation. But if you're out there and you're not listening to us right now, and you think that your Todd McFarlane action figure is superior to a high-end figure just because it's cheap, shut up. You know, Your figures aren't better than Hot Toys. We're going to pull that card. This isn't Sega versus Nintendo. This is like Aston Martin versus Oldsmobile. I'm taking
To be fair, they don't make Oldsmobiles anymore, but the 442 is
Hey, my local
Neither does Todd McFarlane. He doesn't make DC toys anymore.
Park was Oldsmobile Park. Shout out to Oldsmobile, but I'm taking an Aston every time. Baby.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, Oldsmobile runs in the blood, but if you're like, hey, do you want this, 89 Calais that you had when you were a kid and that was your first car? Do you want this Aston Martin? I'm going to be like, the Aston Martin.
I got to drive an 08 Aston Martin. It was brand new. It was a client of
my
dad's. I was so scared. I had my dad's buddy's a cop riding with me. I had that thing up to 160 miles an hour. It's got a V12. It was.
Yep.
I got to drive it from Rochester Hills to Knoxville, Tennessee. That's the only time I've driven that stretch straight through. And yeah, that thing was, oh my God. And then to have to go home and drive my 97 Dodge Intrepid after that was kind of a letdown.
Bit of a letdown.
I feel bad for
son
you.
Of a bitch.
Oh, that hurt my soul, bro. That hurt my soul. But see, I've driven an Aston, but I do own an Oldsmobile. I've got the ghetto sled. I got the 85 Cutlass, No, I've got the 85 Delta 88 Royale fucking Broham edition. Big body V8, 42,000 miles on the 42,000 miles on the body, 350 miles on the engine. It's about that time to get her out of storage because I'm gonna start.
I got a question for you.
Start taking to the shows.
Is there a point in the year where your family goes on a vacation, but you're around for us to come visit as we go cruising around in your Oldsmobile? Because that just sounds like a fun time.
There are so many weekends a year where my wife and kid are gone and I'm home here by myself, because when they go to the cabin, it's normally just them and the in-laws. So I'm like, wow, look at the time. I'm going to stay home.
Hey,
And,
Dion, you want to go visit Pete on one of those weekends, and
Yes.
we'll take some stuff over? Yeah, Kendo, let's
Thank
go.
you.
Come on. You
Let's
guys,
go.
I've told both of you, I have a large homestead with plenty of room.
There's airports in Michigan. I can fly there.
Yes,
It's
you
true,
can.
right.
My brother-in-law flew in. I mean, I picked him up in Traverse City. You got Flint, you got Saginaw.
Lansing.
Lansing,
I'm not
Grand
going to Flint
Rapids.
I'm not going to Flint or Saginaw. I don't.
Grand
think that'd work
Rapids
out
is
as well.
Traverse City's nice too, honestly.
Flint's airport is actually really nice. Diane
Yeah.
was flying out of there.
Bishop,
And
yeah,
Flint's
Bishop's
been-
nice.
Flint has been bouncing back pretty damn good. So
I've been to there. I've been there a few times.
You would not. You'd be very surprised. You flew in the.
Is the
Flint.
water
Flint,
drinkable
it's
yet?
A nice ass airport.
Probably not, but yeah, no, Southern and anything under like Interstate 96, I'm very comfortable with because I've been to lots of those parts of Michigan many times. So yeah,
Yes.
All right,
I'll fly to
And-
goddamn Rapids. I don't care.
And if you guys and look, this is the bonus though. You guys come up here in the summertime, the boat's in the water. So not only do we get to cruise around in the
And
Delta,
I don't
88,
have work, so
and
I could.
you
easily
don't
fly.
have work. I don't have work. So we go
I
out
work for
on
myself.
Yeah, you're self-employed. Dion's just gonna take some PTO, and we'll go out on the boat and drink beer and enjoy some other fun things.
He's got a
And-
PTO.
And I've been feeling the pinch of not using all my PTO the last couple of years. So I need a reason to make sure I use my shit up because I can
See.
only
Is
roll
it-
over 80.
Is your PTO use it or lose it, or does it roll over?
It rolls over, but we can only roll over 80 hours.
Well, then you got to use the rest of them fucking hours, dude.
That's what I'm saying. I lost last year. I was able to sneak in some shit at the very end of the year. Luckily, because my best friend comes up, so I was able to use a lot then. But I still lost 20 some hours, so I got to use that
That's
shit.
fucking
Let's
2.5
fix that.
days of work, yo.
Let's
get on
let's
it.
get some orange juice, some rum. Go out on Pete's boat, baby.
And Pete,
Keep
one
cups
thing I
down
asked,
below.
after we do that, can we watch a couple Friday the 13th movies inebriated?
Oh, yes, sir. I own every
All of
single
them?
one.
I would hope so.
I've got them on
And then we can watch
VHS,
WrestleMania
DVD,
17.
Blu-ray. Yep. And
Yeah, we can watch
come,
WrestleMania 17 as well.
we can come down here in my office and play with my toys.
Hey, it's like my office.
Yep.
Play with my toy.
I have it's stupid, dude. Like the boy, his closet in his bedroom is half clothes and then half action figures. Then he's got another walk-in closet outside of his bedroom that is just ceiling to floor action figures. It's like
You, sir, are doing it right as a parent. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, he's my only one, so he's kind of spoiled. But I had a lot of
I
toys.
was the only
At least you
child.
can admit it. You admitting it makes it okay. Damn it.
I do, man. I've only got one, so he's spoiled,
Right.
But he appreciates his shit, and he knows if he gets out of line,
Uh-oh.
he gets out of line. He knows the red foreman. I tell him, I was like, Trey, my foot is gonna have a meeting, and he goes, with my butt. I'm like, I know. Okay, good. You've got it down. You understand the consequences for your actions.
Dude, the best that 70s show burn was I'm going to kick your ass so hard your nose is going to bleed. That shit so much.
Dude, fucking Red, that what's his name? Kurtwood Smith. He was just amazing. Like, what range to go from playing like this vicious psychopath to like Red Foreman, who is like
One of the greatest TV dads ever.
yeah.
If not
Yeah.
the.
Bitches leave.
Oh my
Bitches.
god. I shared
That is
that.
my favorite line
That
in
fucking
the whole movie.
I remember my dad the first time I watched. I was 7 when that came out, and we saw it as soon as it came out on VHS. And my dad made me cover my eyes, and I'm like looking through my fingers like this. I'm doing blow off them girls. I'm like, oh shit, titties! Like the little kid, like, oh, look at that. And
I like how your dad's like, you can't look at the titties and the blow, but you can watch Alex Murphy get blown apart.
Yep.
Literally. Like,
Yeah.
well,
I
mind
would be the
you,
opposite. I'm like, oh, you saw a tit? That's okay.
mind you, I'm watching this with him and his buddy, who is his partner. and he's like the head evidence tech for the Detroit Police Department. So they just got done showing me because, oh, you like these shoot 'em up movies, huh? They showed me real homicide crime scene photos of like dead bodies at like 7 years old to scare me. I'm like, no,
Okay,
no,
they failed.
it didn't. They failed miserably. I'm just like, okay, like it's a picture. You know, I mean, I've never been in the.
I'm about to turn on Friday the 13th.
Right, I'm watching Jason rip motherfuckers' heads off. Like this is just a body laying there. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's not. Yeah, it didn't really scare me the way I think they thought it was going to. It was more or less just like, all right, can we watch the movie now? Like, let's watch RoboCop.
Crazy.
Come on.
I'm not dealing drugs. I'm not gonna get shot in the face with close range with a double barrel.
Right. I'm like, I'm a 7-year-old kid in a freaking podunk town with more cows than people. What's gonna happen here?
Better alive, you're coming with them.
There's no Amish. The Amish aren't gonna roll by in their buggies and like do a drive-by on us or anything like that.
Weird Al feels a little differently, bro.
Yeah, it's Amish paradise, baby. I used to work around the Amish all the time, and I always want to ask them, like, do you call your kids omelets because they're not fully grown Amish? Like, we'd catch them taking like bread. We'd throw the bread away. They'd take it out of the dumpster to like feed to the animals and shit like that. And they're like, you're supposed to stop them from doing that. I'm like, they're feeding their animals with the stuff we're throwing away. I'm not going to stop them from doing that. I'm sorry. I'm like, that doesn't seem like something that's my problem. Like,
you got to use the line from Spider-Man. I missed the part where that's my problem.
Right?
That's just the best line of that movie. No, it's not. It's I have a father. His name was Ben Parker. That's the best line of that movie.
Yep.
Dude, I played with the calibration on my TV and upped the settings, and I rewatched the Spider-Man movies, just all the action scenes. Man, those movies look good. Like, much better than the newer shit. There's just something about those ones. It's not nostalgia. They're shot on, well, the first two were shot on film, and they look good.
Yeah. Oh, dude. 100%. 100%.
Now, let's start talking to the audience. Our friend John Thomas says, conspiracy theory. Ooh, I need an X-Files button. So here, let me do the sound effect. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Anyway, Bush 41 was compromised as a China ambassador. He, Clinton, Bush 43, sold out U.S. industry. China steals intellectual property, subsidies companies. China depends on exports. We'll survive. Kendo, you are the political expert here on the channel. What would you say to this statement? Oh, Kendo stepped away. Sorry.
For the kid.
I'd say on behalf because of Clinton, because he was in office. Because I remember that I was old. I was obviously old enough to remember that. Because he signed off on NAFTA and GATT, and that really negatively impacted our trade back then. But I mean, I wouldn't say it's too much of a conspiracy theory to say Bush's dumbass was compromised, though. I mean, God, the
Chinese money, man.
I would say it was more Saudi Arabia because of his oil ties than China. But I mean, China's not out of the realm of possibility. I mean, but back then, obviously everything happened on 9/11. And there was all those Saudi like dignitaries or whatever that fled out of the country. So, I mean, there's yeah, absolutely. The farther I get away from W's presidency, the more and more embarrassed I am to say that I ever voted for him. And I'll admit that, I don't, it is what it is, but I am. He was a complete buffoon. And Dick Cheney ran the country. The freaking the emperor, basically, from Star Wars ran the country during his entire presidency, because Cheney and his Halliburton buddies, his money, that shit, that was all that backwater channel shit they did, ran everything. Because W was just out.
A lot of money on the
God. Oh yeah, that was Raytheon, Halliburton, all those the big weapons manufacturers, man. One of my kids' parents works for Raytheon in Taiwan, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, whoa, that's a wow, that's dangerous, bro.
Yeah, a lot of money, baby. A lot of money.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I'm just glad we're past that point in time. Like, having lived through it, it sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, though, John Thomas. Xavier to God says, Dion, Kendo, and Pete, should the NBA get rid of guaranteed contracts and pay players base of games they play and get rid of load management and make players play harder, and NBA views comes from China?
I mean,
I mean,
all sports
initially-
should, but it won't happen.
Yeah.
Well, for the guaranteed contract stuff, I would say I'm hesitant to get rid of guaranteed contracts because obviously, you know, these teams will try to rip off the players as much as they can. So that, you know, I'm hesitant to want to get rid of guaranteed money, but they definitely need to find a way to get players more invested because, you know, outside of the playoffs, you know, luckily the playoffs are coming up. So, you know, admittedly so, you know, that's really the only part of the season that I pay attention to are the playoffs. Yeah, but they do need to find a way to get players to play better, you know, and, you know, the load management shit. I mean, that's definitely part of the fucking problem. That they need to get rid of that. I think that would help a lot, man, because the NBA is in a weird place, especially if that China stuff, if they decide they don't want to deal with the NBA to get back at the tariff stuff.
Yeah, 100%. Getting rid of guaranteed contracts and make you actually earn your living, that would be great for sports. Problem is that will never happen. The owners would love to have that happen, but then you're also not going to be able to attract the best players to your team if you're not giving out guaranteed money. So it's kind of one of those double-edged sword type things where it's a great idea to, you know, pretty much create an incentivized contract where you have to earn your money, but at the same time, you're not going to be able to get who you want to play for your team to sell tickets and or merchandise because it's going to be hard to lure people to come to, like, especially smaller markets and things like that without the guaranteed money. With that said, I'm also of the mindset of I don't pay attention to the NBA until the playoffs start. And usually it's not even until the finals because that's when hockey is completely over. And usually there's only two teams that are running roughshod through the NBA and getting to the finals. So it's like, what do I want to do here? But I did have kids the other day say, hey, let's watch basketball. I'm like, no. And they're like, well, I want to see what's going on in the NBA. I'm like, one, you already know what's going on in the NBA, and two, blah, blah. And then a bunch of them are like trying to be like, you know, call themselves Laker fans and this and that and everything. They're like, who's your fan of? I'm like, if I had to pick a team, it would probably be Detroit because I actually lived within their vicinity of being a Detroit Pistons fan. That's the first time ever in my life of living in a team's geographic region was when I lived in Michigan for a couple of years, and the Pistons were actually good in the early 2000s. So I would be a Pistons fan, although technically now I'm not sure because I'm close to the Clippers, Suns, and Lakers, but gay, and gayer. So we're just going to go ahead and say, yeah, I'm going to go ahead. I'm a Pistons fan. Fuck it. Let's go Pistons. Grant Hill.
They're going to ruin somebody's season, dude. They're going to ruin somebody. I'm so fucking excited.
As far as guaranteed contracts go, is the way I look at it. I would just make sure, like, because you're never going to get rid of them. It's not going to happen because then the owners are just going to run roughshod over the players. If the players union will let that happen, because the NBA players union is pretty strong from what I remember. I haven't really watched much NBA, honestly, the last over a decade, probably 15 years. I pay attention here or there if I see something that interests me, you know, a matchup or somebody's on a hot streak or something, you know, I'll catch a game here or there. But I grew up with the bad boys, you know. I've got my throwback freaking Bill Lambier. I've got Joe Dumars. I have like 8 Piston jerseys. Like, I'm a fan.
I got a Ben Wallace.
My wife's got a Ben Wallace, the championship jersey from 02. I got Billups and Rashid. And I think I might have Rip, but I got Ben Gordon. I got the Otis Thorpe. I've got an Otis Thorpe turquoise jersey. That's like,
see, that's what they should bring back. So, like, the very first basketball jersey I ever bought when I was living in Michigan, it was a Ben Wallace. But as a kid, my buddy Brandon had a Grant Hill with the horse and the flames and the turquoise and orange and red,
Mhm.
because he really liked Grant Hill for some reason. So yeah, I would love if the Pistons brought back that fucking look. That looked awesome.
Yeah, it would. But I think, like, as far as, dude, they should. It would be dope. I actually like those. I was like one of the few people I thought that actually liked those. I was like, man, it's just different. It's kind of cool. But no, the guaranteed contracts, you're not going to get rid of them. So just make sure when you when you negotiate the deal, that there's a clause in there that says if they are unable to perform, due to injury, obviously there's going to be some, game check adjustments made, which is, there's going to have to be, we're not guaranteeing, or if you just are not playing for some reason, that we deem unacceptable.
Because you didn't go to practice and your name's not Allen Iverson.
Right. Allen Iverson's another jersey I have.
Listen,
I love
don't
Allen
remind me, because that
Used to
shit
wear his
happened when he
shoes.
was on the Pistons.
Yep.
Damn. And they blew up the team for that.
They did. And I was always an Iverson fan, even when he was at fucking
I did
Georgetown.
too. I was too.
When he was at Georgetown, dude, I loved Iverson. But when they were gonna blow up, I'm like, this is not gonna go the way you think it's going. Oh God. Because I remember we had we had Flip Murray. It was like, oh, we got Flip Murray. I'm like, fucking what? Why? Like, we had Chauncey fucking Billups. We got Flip Murray. Oh.
You guys will understand this.
They traded Chauncey and Antonio McDyess for some picks for AI, and AI didn't even want to go to fucking practice.
McDyess was so good with us after that microfracture.
Sixth man of the year they won the championship. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 2000 was it 3? I was living it 4. So I was still living in Michigan. But I remember leading up to that draft, and everyone's like, well, we're not going to get LeBron James because he's going to go to Cleveland. They're going to pick LeBron. But we can get Carmelo. And sitting there watching the draft with a bunch of people in the Detroit area that were like massive Pistons fans. And with the pick, the Detroit Pistons select Darko Milicic, and like silence. I'm just like, dude, I don't even follow this shit that close, and I can told you that was a bad idea.
Well, that's the thing. Dirk fucked up the Pistons because they wanted that Dirk Nowitzki. And to be fair, Darko looked really good going on that draft.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked really good. And I am a firm believer, especially, Diane's the more hardcore Pistons fan than I am. But, I believe the hardcore Pistons fans, their big thing with that is if they get Carmelo, they might not win a championship in 2004. So, because they got Darko, we had to trade for Rashid, and, even though they probably should have 3 championships, they got 1 mainly because of that trade. So I can't say, but he looked so good. He looked so good.
But he did. That game did not translate to the pros at all. Like, it did not. Not even a lick, man. He'd get in there with like a minute left half the time. But I could be out there. He was like Charles Jones back in the 80s. I remember when the Pistons signed Charles Jones, they signed him to a 10-day contract. The first game he ever played, I was watching it. George Blaha's on the call. And he's like, number 23, Charles Jones. Like, his name wasn't even on the back of his fucking jersey yet. Because he had a 10-day contract. Like, we didn't even put his name on his jersey for the first game.
Dude, I'll never forget when they close out the Lakers and they put Darko in, and Darko missed a fucking dunk. I was like, damn.
You had one job, and you misunderstood the assignment.
We're going to be in trouble in 2 years.
Folks, this was the Pistons Minute here on World Class Bullshit. If you enjoyed that segment, let us know. We will definitely talk more NBA and or the Detroit Pistons, who apparently 3 out of 4 people on the show right now support.
All you have to do is shoot us an email to info@worldclassbullshitters.com with the headline basketball, and we'll respond.
.com.
But thank you. Thank you, Xavier to God. He also says, thoughts on the Booker T Swerve Strickland beef?
Booker T's in the right.
Yeah, I always think Booker T's in the right.
I really like Swerve Strickland.
I do,
but
too.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like listen to Unk. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Let's take advice from the older people. Don't be Adam Page and say, "Oh, I don't take advice from the veterans." No, take advice in this case. It's Booker T. It's not like it's Kofi Kingston giving you the advice. This is Booker T.
Yeah, it's not Xavier Woods telling you how to blow on Page and the Divas Championship. No, it is Booker fucking T. This man, he talked about the shit he went through when he was coming up in the South and all that. And it's like, dude, this man is like the whole thing was, how are you going to let Vince McMahon say that in front of you? And it's like, Booker's like, he said it in character. He's a fucking evil heel. What we're acting like it's, and I think that gets lost a lot. And I've seen this because in the locker room and watching guys, like not necessarily this circumstance, but just other like angles and shit. Dude, guys, like it's like they work themselves into a shoot, like literally. And that's what Swerve did with this.
Brother.
It was always a fucking work, and you're acting like it was. Yeah, we know what Vince McMahon is. We understand that. We know what it is. But that moment in time, that was not Vince McMahon. That was Mr. McMahon doing a gimmick, and he did it. And you know, it was how long ago? What, 20? Was that in 2004?
It was like
was it
5, 6, 7, 8?
It was. I mean, okay, so it's Vince McMahon. You know, we know what this is, and obviously, I'm pretty sure Booker and Sharmell were both in on it. I mean,
I'm sure they knew.
They knew what was going on because they wanted that reaction from Booker, and he gave him a perfect memeable reaction, which I use as a GIF button on my show to this day. But it's just Swerve, dude. Yeah, like he said, you gotta stay in your lane, man. You're one of the most talented cats I've seen in the last probably 5 years, outside of a few people with charisma. That is when he had the belt the first time, and I hate AEW so much. He's one of the only fucking reasons I watch is because I love the dude's work. And it's like, how did the Fed fumble this man so badly in Hit Row?
Because he was in charge.
Yeah, exactly. But and it's like, dude, and now he goes over and he's got crazy cokehead Tony Khan who can run one coherent angle per like every 6 months, and that's Tony Storm, because she's calling her shots probably, and he's just like, okay, do whatever you want, because she's phenomenal, dude. Her work. I was pissed about the Megan Bayne match only because I didn't think it had the proper build for such a big match, and Megan Bayne is something special. That is.
But they protected her. They protected her because she's gonna be a fucking superstar. If Tony doesn't fuck up Megan Bayne, I was glad that Tony retained. Like I can see that being that's a Harley Race to Ric Flair situation where eventually she beats Tony, and that's great. But yeah, I liked it. I liked that they protected Megan Bayne.
I was gonna say, the only thing I was happy about was it was a roll up finish, and you know she didn't go down to the Storm Zero or anything like that. A very aesthetically pleasing matchup. The menu is, and Megan Bayne's another one, just 6'1", 185, and she looks like a Barbie doll. Like, I mean, and she can work. Like, I was listening to Bully Ray. Bully Ray's like, she's green. I'm like, I'm not, Bully Ray, far be it for me to fucking second guess Bully Ray. I mean, obviously the man is a fucking legend, you know. I mean,
he's also too opinionated, dude. Like
he is.
Guys that get their shows,
it drives me crazy.
I
don't want to hear his takes.
He is just for the sake of it, and that's what I think a lot of it is. But on this one, I think he's wrong, because this was a fucking fantastic match. Like, it really was. It was fucking great. Like, so I think. Yeah, I just went off on a tangent again because we're talking about wrestling.
No, I listen. I agree. I agree with you. You know, I think listen. Toni Storm is, in terms of your world champion, she's the better world champion. I think she's the best. She's my favorite female champion in all of wrestling right now. But she's the better. Yeah. The women's world championship is better than the men's world championship because of shit like that. And I mean, in the fact when she did a freaking kip up out of a damn Samoan drop or whatever. You know, she's going to be a star. So I like that match a lot. I'm glad we can still do the Toni Storm thing. We'll see what's going to happen at All In, which I'm hoping, it's going to either be Mercedes or I'm guessing or Athena. So I'm glad that we can get that. But Megan Bayne going to be champion. I think she's still going to be champion this year.
Athena had better go. If Mercedes Moné, if they ruin Athena's time, Athena's awesome because she's a nerd too. I don't know if she's a nerd. I absolutely adore her. Plus, her work is fucking great, and it's sad that they hide her behind a paywall on Ring of Honor, because who the hell wants to pay to watch Ring of Honor? And it's sad because she deserves to be a centerpiece with her work and her look and her gimmick. Yeah, I was like, I know they're building to that at All In with her and Mercedes, but I'm like, please do not ruin that, because that woman has busted her ass and like made that title like mean something. Whereas Mercedes just comes out to piped in sound, and literally the crowd is like,
CEO,
it's
CEO.
it is the literal definition of thundering apathy when she comes out. Like the 99% of the 10 people that are there are sitting on their hands.
You can call me a hater all you want. I do not like Mercedes Moné.
No.
Anything about her. The promos
Nope.
are shit. The matches are shit. The personality and the attitude and the demeanor is shit. Like, I could tolerate her as Sasha Banks, but both her and Ricochet over in AEW are insufferable. And they're like, I turn them off.
She and he, by extension, are proof that sometimes you need producing.
Yeah, the WWE, like, I will never make an excuse for Vince, John Laurinaitis, Triple H, or any of these dudes, but pick me an AEW wrestler that was in the WWE, and, like, let's talk about a couple that are better now than they were, because, like, Jericho was better in the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Bryan was better in the WWE. Fucking Edge was a WrestleMania main eventer in
His
the
name
WWE.
is Cope now. It's Cope.
That's a joke.
Let's get it right. Yeah, I know.
Fine, Cope,
Thank
a.k.a.
you.
Edge, or FK, formerly known as Edge. World champion, one of the greatest of all time. Joke in AEW. Like, Moxley, I argue he was better in the beginning of AEW than he is now. He's just a fucking lolcow. Let's see how I can hurt myself. All these guys. And, like, I go to these shows, and I respect the pro wrestlers because it's not an easy job, and you don't make a ton of money. Like, some of these guys just beat themselves up for a hot dog and a handshake. And so I want to give them that respect, but to go back to this Swerve Strickland thing, like, Booker T gets it. A lot of these commentators get what is wrong with AEW, and there's a reason why it is where it is. It's not that I'm a hater. It's not that I don't want it to succeed. Look, we're in the road to WrestleMania right now. It has not been that great. I would love for the competition to be blown out of the fucking water, but what do I get? I get garbage. And
Death Riders.
oh god,
Oh my god! Just go back to the Blackpool Combat Club. Death Riders thing is so dumb. I will say though, I love heel Ricochet. I am enjoying Ricochet way more now than I was in WWE. I love him being
Irishman Ricochet.
He's such a pussy though. Like I respect him that he gets Samantha Irvin, but like, just shut the fuck up. I don't want to see you in your gay ass glasses talking shit with your stupid hat on. It's like, what's your gimmick? What are you trying to do? Be annoying? Okay, that works. But you look like an idiot. At least have some self-respect. Like, that's what, when I look at Ricochet, I don't know, man. I roll my eyes and I turn off my TV.
I like him better in AEW, honestly. Like, I think his heel work now is actually like, and his bar for character work is set very low because he didn't have any gimmick at all before. Right. It was just I can do
springboards.
I can do fucking high spots. That's his whole thing. Is I can do choreographed gymnastics.
He was best as Prince Puma. Let's get that out of the way right now.
Yeah,
that was his peak.
I'm love heel Ricochet right now because he's just so unlikable.
Yeah. Yeah, he works better like this. Like, honestly, his shit with Nana was good, and Swerve stealing the robe and all that. That was good. Like, Swerve brought something out in him, you know, and that's what Ricochet needed. He needs somebody that could, like, he can play off of, and he's finally, I think he's got that rhythm at least. I'm still like not a huge fan, but I'm a fan of his work right now, what he's doing. You know, I appreciate it because as a heel, it's like I love to see people come into their own. You know, it's way more fun to be a fucking heel. It is so much fun. Like, the shit you get to say and do is just, dude, making people hate you so much easier than making people love you. Like, and it's just to come out there. Like, when I walk through that fucking because we got the samurai, the dojo doors we come out of instead of a curtain. So when I walk out there, as soon as I walk out, when Ready or Not, because that's my entrance, is Ready or Not by the Fugees. When that hits, because Scott Hall, baby. So when that hits, the boos are just going to start immediately. And I walk around ringside, talk shit to the fans. If there's chairs, I'll stand up on chairs in the middle of the fucking fans just to piss them off. It's dude drawing heat like that. So for him right now, he's got to be loving this. Like it is like, and he just needs to shut up on Twitter. Like stop interacting with accounts with like 10 followers. Stop doing that because you get cooked every fucking time, dude. Like stop. Like you're hurting yourself, bro. Stop.
Well, I'm glad you guys like heel Ricochet that much. If he died tomorrow, I wouldn't care. But anyway, moving on.
God
Hey, I
damn.
could be a heel too.
Nobody has him on the Deadpool roster, Jeff. You don't root for shit like that.
Exactly, man.
I have a question. If we make some things happen on the Deadpool, is that against the rules?
You are not allowed to be directly involved with the death. As in, you can't say, I pick, or in Dion's case, since he's on point right now, he can't say, I pick Gene Hackman and then be the reason why Gene Hackman dies. He also can't pick somebody that's on death row that's scheduled to die this year. You can't do that either. So
that's fair.
Dion is on point by the grace of whatever the fuck happened in that house. And, you know, once Dave Coulier goes down this year, he won't be on point no more. I will be.
Oh, I hope Dave Coulier makes it.
Cut it out. He's not going to make it. It's over. Dave, sorry. You were kind of funny on the not
Full
America's
House.
Funniest Home Videos, the other one.
Full House.
I'll take it.
No.
Everywhere you look.
No, fuck that show. No, there was the America's Funniest Home Videos with, you know, Bob Saget. And then there was the one that came after that they decided they have to put Dave Coulier on. And it was essentially the same fucking thing. And it was Dave Coulier doing it. Chat, what the hell was the name of that show? It came on right after America's Funniest Home Videos.
I didn't realize Dave Coulier had a show. That's
because
why
he had
I'm,
the woodchuck on there. It's like fast as
Yeah.
will never catch me.
That was no.
That was the Jackrabbit.
Okay.
That was on Full House. That was Ranger.
It
Joe.
was.
That was.
But he had an
he also did that
one.
voice on that. Yes.
They had the animated
And,
animated GIF that came across the screen at like the beginning of the show, I think.
A lot of his bits from Full House were on this show, and it was essentially America's Funniest Home Videos, but Dave Coulier, not Bob Saget. And fuck, I don't have my phone. The kids stole it to watch Sheriff Labrador, so I cannot tell you what the hell it is.
TV shows.
Yeah,
At least he's not watching Blippi.
No, he watches Blippi every now and then.
Does he watch? Oh
He
my
was
god, my kid.
He was the host of America's Funniest People.
That's what
America's
it was.
Funniest
That's what it was. Yes. No, he watches Blippi every now and then. Blippi, in Blippi's defense, he has played hockey. Not well, by the way, but he's done hockey videos. And he's gone to a few places in Las Vegas that we have gone to specifically because they were featured on Blippi.
So much to learn about. It makes you want to shout.
Blippi! But you know what? He doesn't watch Miss Rachel anymore, so I'm pretty happy about that. However, my sister posted a video the other day. My nephew, who is 2 years behind Baby OJ, he's locked into the Miss Rachel thing now. So it's like, that's fine. I thought I casually watch these things. Like there are some things the kids watch. Folks, if you're in the chat, you probably don't give a shit what kids watch, but there are some things that are more fun to watch than others. Paw Patrol's not that bad. Paw Patrol movie.
I've had to sit through Paw Patrol.
There's a few jokes in the Paw Patrol movie that are definitely aimed at the adults, so I got that. Yeah, but other than that, it's usually just like regular things. What the fuck has he been watching a shitload of lately? There was something the other day that he's really into. He's into that booba thing, and he really likes that. He will watch Ninja Turtles every now and then, which makes me happy. But yeah, that's about it.
Mine's on Mine's on Demon Slayer and like Young Sheldon. He's been watching Demon Slayer and Young Sheldon. I'm like, that's an odd combination.
Because Young Sheldon is just difficult.
I never even bothered to try.
Dude, I don't even understand. He enjoys it. And he watches it before school. I'm like, okay. And then he comes home and he does all his homework, plays piano, and watches Demon Slayer and plays Fortnite.
Generation gap, man.
But if I say, hey, let's play like an old school video game, he's always down. Like he likes to play the original Legend of Zelda and shit with me, stuff like
Oh,
that.
good.
Like he plays GoldenEye, he plays No Mercy and the N64
Is he good at
games.
GoldenEye?
He erased my original game that I beat in high school. I had everything beat and
Oh,
unlocked.
I would be.
He did it when he was like 4 years old. And
Okay, that's different.
He was like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I'm not mad at you, buddy. I said, I'll be right back. I walked out in the garage and cried softly for about a half hour.
Have
And
you
then
ever finished the game again?
No, I don't have it in
When
me
I come to
do it again.
visit, I'll finish it for you. It takes me 45 minutes to beat the game.
Fucking sweet. I'm going to hold you to that. I'll have you do it. I have 2 N64s working in the house and like 12 controllers, so we can all play some fucking No Mercy.
Oh shit, yeah, dude. We'll hold R, and then as we're trying to get up, press B to hit people in the nuts with that bell sound effect. Ding!
Yep. Ding.
That is still a great wrestling game.
It is. It is. It's fun.
Dion, you're a hard-working dad. You should treat yourself to 2K25.
I think I'm going to do that, especially with the spring and stuff coming up. I'm getting me a PlayStation 5. I'm getting my motorcycle running again. Those are my summertime heel dad goals.
Dude, you deserve to have a good summer and the stabbing cabin, so it's going to be a good year.
Yeah.
Let's check out the audience, and then we'll read our next topic. Xavier to God says, "Who's your least favorite Ninja Turtle and why?" Kendo, I want to hear your take.
The answer is none. They all serve a purpose. They all have a reason for existing. They are 4 parts of. I like to think of it as a square. You have 4 sides that are all equal, and they all have a reason to be there. And all 4 turtles serve a purpose and a reason to be there. So, least favorite turtle.
Mine's Venus de Milo.
Oh, shit. Okay, so that's fair. Okay, so if we're playing that game, then yeah, you can say Venus de Milo or Jenica, whatever. But of the original 4 dudes, I mean, Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, Raphael, they all... No, thank you. I don't want any popcorn. They all have a reason to exist, and, you know, that's all there is. I mean, you can have a favorite. Mine was Raphael, mainly because... You know, he wore red, and that was my thing. And now as an adult, I'm like, fuck, I can relate to Raphael the most. But at the same time, like, each one of them all has a specific role they have to play. So you can't hate one and be like, oh, that turtle sucks. But if you want to do that one, then that's... The Jeff rule applies in this one.
Every time I say that, though, I think of The Simpsons with Gummy Venus de Milo and Homer Simpson's grabbing that woman's ass.
Her sweet can?
Yeah.
Oh. But what about Rowdy Peeper?
Back when that show was fucking golden. Nowadays, not so much. Anything else you guys want to say, Kenda or Dion or Pete? Do you guys want to chime in, or you agree Venus de Milo?
Well, the 5th turtle for sure is my least favorite one, for sure.
Yep.
Now, guys,
whatever her name was.
That show was not good. Was it Next Mutation or whatever it's called? I forgot. I watched it once as a kid. It wasn't a good once. Who am I kidding? I used to watch that show every fucking day because it was like time filler between Spider-Man reruns.
Yeah, man. Fucking awesome.
All right, so folks, we don't necessarily go to a lot of theme parks, but we know the kind of stuff you guys talk about on social media. And beyond that, sometimes a dream comes true. A dream that you didn't even realize you want. And today, I learned Dion. Oh, Dion died.
He did.
Today, Dion, I learned this is real. It's not April Fool's Day anymore. They're adding a James Bond theme park section to Universal London. Yeah.
What?
James Bond. Yes. 007 himself. Listen to this. This is from the BBC. A source close to the Universal UK project has told the BBC what fans can expect from a new park being built in Bedford. James Bond, Paddington Bear, Lord of the Rings are among the brands set to appear at the park, the BBC has learned. Universal aims to provide distinct attractions at each of its parks, with the Bedford one set for unique features attractions not found elsewhere. The BBC has been told that other themed zone rides will be inspired by Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, And the Minions. Yeah. So the James Bond. First off, we're getting a Back to the Future roller coaster. Now, the Back to the Future ride was iconic, and I absolutely loved it as a kid. But there's going to be a stunt show based on James Bond in the UK. Oh man, I need us to go to the UK right now to go to the James Bond theme park. You want to make that happen, Dion?
Seriously, dude, 100%. We got to. Yes, if there's any other reason to listen, I want to go to the UK specifically, because I want to see our cousins across the pond. Plus, your boy ain't got no felonies, so I can get into the country. You know what I'm saying? But now they got a James Bond stunt show. We going.
Dude, I when I read this morning, I thought we should go to the UK as like a big family trip, so we can go to all this Back to the Future and James Bond shit.
I want to go to the UK because I haven't had a good full Monty or a fucking proper cheese and onion sandwich in about 10 years. But yes, I'm in because me and fan of the show Chris Wicks have talked about a family trip to the UK, specifically to watch Manchester United probably fail at this point because they suck these days. But yes, I'm in. Let's go to, merry old London. By the way, Gordon Ramsay's down here on the strip, the gastropub version. Fish and chips cost about $35, and the mushy peas fucking suck. That's my review.
Well, you've lived in the UK. You've had good mushy peas, so.
Yes, I have. I've had the real ones and not the whatever Gordon Ramsay's down there at Caesars served up. It was not. No, I'm not spinning in the chair right now. I'm talking about mushy peas. And yeah, they were just not very good. But the fish and chips were okay. They did give you malt vinegar. I was surprised.
I don't dislike Gordon Ramsay, but I don't have any desire to eat at his restaurants. I'll watch his TV shows and call it a day.
I argued to go to Bobby Flay.
Yeah,
they wanted to go someplace that you could sit down and be served, and so we ended up at Gordon Ramsay's.
Bobby Flay's cheeseburgers are legit.
Yes, I love fucking Bobby's Burgers. I am fine with Bobby's Burgers. I like Bobby's Burgers. I almost am willing to drive down the strip to go to Bobby's Burgers. But then the conundrum I run into is there's an In-N-Out 5 minutes away. And if I do go down the strip, Waldorf Astoria has a Whataburger, and I like that place too. So do I really want to go and fight the crowd at Caesar's Palace and, get a Bobby's Burger? The answer is probably yes. But I have to bring the wife and the kid. I just can't leave and go by myself. I mean, I could. I have to hear about it, though.
You should just risk hearing about it and just go. Like, sit down.
Dude, I hear about enough shit that I supposedly do wrong, but yes, I'm 100%. No, she likes In-N-Out Burger.
We've all been there, Kendo. I sympathize.
That's why I'm so glad, like, at the point I'm at with my marriage now, my wife's like, I'm going away for the weekend, and I'm like, you're still here?
Like,
hey,
time apart is important.
Oh, it definitely is. It definitely is.
Yeah. Try selling that one. I've been trying to sell it for ages, and it doesn't work.
You need it. Try spending every day with somebody for years, and then you realize when they're gone, you're like, oh wait, I know how to breathe. Holy shit! Like, yeah, Kendo, take a day or two to yourself.
Well, your case was a tad extreme.
Yeah, that's a little different.
Paul Heyman wouldn't even have booked that shit. I think New Jack would turn that fucking match down.
Dude, there ain't enough cocaine for this.
As bad as I make it sound, it wasn't that bad. So you got that.
Oh, I laugh because of the pain.
Yeah, that's it. You laugh so you don't cry.
Not at this point anymore. I laugh to laugh.
Yeah, not anymore.
You are right, John. In-N-Out Burger animal style does rule. I love it.
I don't like the fries that way, but the burger that way is really good. But you gotta eat it in a timely fashion because that bun will fall apart on you if you wait.
Well, I used to live like a block and a half from mine, so I'd get it to go and then walk briskly home and watch cartoons. Good time.
Dude, you have to. Before I realized there was one 5 minutes away, I got the one from 15 minutes away. The animal style didn't make it. 15 minutes was too long.
Well, we're getting a Wawa here, and we just got some Shake Shacks built. So Cincinnati is growing quickly. We have everything.
Yeah, I saw that river growing really fucking quickly.
Oh yeah, dude. Funny story. We're at the hockey game on Friday. The guys were like, "Why did they put up a road closed sign? There's nothing wrong." The next day, the river floods. I text them. I'm like, "Here's your answer to that silly question, guys. It was preemptive." Yeah, our
I
city's
saw the
underwater.
pictures. Yeah, I saw the pictures today, and Riverfront Stadium. It's not what they call it anymore in Cincinnati for the Reds. I don't remember what it is now, but it's literally Riverfront, as in the river is right there in the parking lot of the Reds.
Great
baseball
American
stadium.
ballpark.
Right. So yeah, it was. I'm like, hey, I know exactly where that's at. I've driven across that bridge on multiple occasions. I know people that live there. They could paddle across now easily.
Luckily, I'm up on a hill, so if flooding from the river were to get to my house, it would be biblical levels because I live very highly elevated.
Good.
That's always good.
Yeah, I can't
Keep
get
it
hit by a
guessing,
tornado.
keep it
I can't
guessing.
get hit by anything. I'm safe. So,
Good
guys, we've talked about the U.S. movies being blocked in China. We've talked about the 007 theme park. We've talked about Superman in Danger. Let's close this out with, since we mentioned wrestling briefly, WrestleMania's next weekend. I've been watching for 25 years. This is probably bottom 3 builds for a WrestleMania for me. I'm just not feeling it.
The road to WrestleMania has been too long.
Well, that's the problem with Lunkhead booking. He takes a storyline that they could wrap up easily in a month and they stretch it out to 3, 4, 5 months. And he's like, but wait till next week. And it's like, no, dude, you've been honey dicking us, to borrow a phrase from a great man, for so long now with half of this shit. And the payoff is going to be garbage. Look, I'm sorry, but the Cody Rhodes and John Cena thing, like if they, and I have not been a Cena fan since he first started and he was doing the rap gimmick. When he turned into like for the little kids thing, you kind of lost me with that, but I understand the why. You know, he was the Hulk Hogan for that generation. Hell, the one kid that I train with is 19 and John Cena is his Hulk Hogan. We were sitting there watching. He was like, it was hard for me.
Probably
not to,
way less of a personal issue than Hulk Hogan has been, though.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, but there's outside of it, it's just there's not. I mean, and I'm not. I hate Cody Rhodes. I think he's like the equivalent in the wrestling world of like a gassed up mid. You know, as far as women go, he's small. He's inauthentic. Nothing he says comes across as genuine at all to me. He's a heel. He looks, acts, dresses like a heel. I mean, this guy is, but like I said, when you weep into the boss's chest softly, like the piece of Charmin you are, and you're just nepotism dripping with you, and you came back and you told everybody at TKO exactly what they wanted to know about AEW, and you got everybody to go to AEW, and then you came back because now there was a spot for you because you were a fucking jobber. And I'm supposed to believe this is the conquering hero. Like there's no. And then you have your world title is probably going to be the curtain jerker match, which I work opening matches, and opening match is very fucking important. But your world heavyweight title should be a main event match. And you have now taken that title and turned it into shit, which is why they need to get rid of half their fucking titles need to go. There's too many.
I agree. Dion and I, we text each other all the time, but we were texting each other during Raw last week. He goes, hold on, let me pull up the tweet, because don't worry, Dion, it's nothing you'd be embarrassed to have said publicly. But we're talking about the Jey Uso promo.
Oh.
And what did you say? Fuck. It was, you were making fun of it. You were just talking about, like, this guy is really the main event. You were going on about how, like, this is WrestleMania. You were not impressed. I need more time to pull it up. But yeah, you weren't feeling it, dude.
No.
Like we were all talking shit about that terrible promo.
We were, dude. We were like that. Which that, you know, it is also a perfect example of what's wrong with trying to get the next what. Like, so now because the build's been, and we were all giving the whole Jey Uso Gunther 3 thing another shot. We were like, hey, he won the Rumble. We'll see what he does. Blah 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 blah. You know, but he's not good at promo. He's just not. And the yeet thing is going, and because it's been so lackluster, they had they did the thing where Jimmy gets beat up, and he's like,
Yep.
Do you have a mother? Do you have a
Yeet.
mother, Gunther? Yeet.
I got the message right
I
here.
tell my
This is
mother that her son.
This is what Dion texted me on Monday at 9:19. I said, "This is the worst promo ever." Dion goes, "Yeet, you got a mom. Yeet, what y'all all about? Yeet." And then I go, "Seriously, he can't talk at all." Dion goes, "Yeet, you violated me in front of my twin. Yeet, yeet." Hit the panic button, boys. Dion gave up.
It's so dumb.
It was. I was like,
that's why I'm off. I'm off the train. I'm off the train.
He's just breathing heavy and like it's just sputtering out sentence fragments. Like, what are you doing? Like,
it's an emotional promo, you bigot. Come on now.
I know. It's
terrible.
terrible.
Clearly you hate interracial relationship. Wait, no, Jimmy's married to Naomi. Never mind.
I was gonna say, wait, what?
Cody Rhodes stopped racing with him.
He did.
Hey, you guys have heard the song. We play it every time we mention because I stream Raw every Monday night for the channel members, and whenever Cody comes out, when his entrance plays, we play the mock song, the Negro Icon Cody Rhodes song. So we play that instead of Cody's entrance. I'm like, I don't even know the words to Cody's song. I only know that song now. Like,
You don't know the
oh shit, yeah, it's adrenaline in my soul. Something Cody Rhodes. Something. My dad was a plumber. I don't remember exactly.
And then the whole crowd does the millennial whoop because that's the only way they get the crowd involved anymore is to have that stupid millennial whoop. And that's an actual thing. That's why Cody's song and Seth Rollins, and now that annoying little Lyra Valkyria with no charisma, but a nice smoking hot little body on her. I will say that.
Cute.
She's adorable, but she sucks in the ring.
I agree with everything you're saying, though.
But she comes out and she does the did-it, woo, did-it, woo, did-it, woo in her song now. And I'm like, they had to do that because literally every time she makes her entrance, they're sitting on their hands. Like, I feel bad for her because it's like, I don't dislike her. It's just like, you're not good. Like, at what you do, you're serviceable with the right opponent. But she's another one, title holder. Is she going to have a WrestleMania match? Probably not.
Oh, she'll team up with Bailey.
Yeah, it'll be, oh boy, come on, Lyra, it's me and you, it's Bailey, here we go, it's me, Droopy Dog, I'm so exciting, I'm a hugger, oh boy.
You'd still bang Bailey.
Fuck yeah, I
He
would.
would.
I'm not going to deny it. Absolutely. I don't know. It depends if she has that side shave mental illness haircut at the time or not. I'm not sure.
Just close your eyes and imagine she's normal.
Teddy P. Teddy
works.
P. Turn off the lights, light a candle, turn them off.
Listen, I'm willing to put up with a lot of Bailey shit. You know what I mean? I will put up with a lot of it. But my thing is the Cody Rhodes thing would be way better if he wasn't still dressed up as John Cena, because I'm enjoying it. And especially we're getting good promo where we're getting better promos out of Cody, thank goodness. But yeah, the fact that he still looks like a fruity pebble, people, we should be caring about that. It's the WWE title. We should be caring about this build. And even though it's still got good shit in it, he looks the same. He's just saying heel shit, and it's not working. And Jimmy he shouldn't have won the Rumble. I was okay with it. I was willing to, like, okay, this is, even though they had a shitty match at the last year's Mania, let's see what he can do. And he's not doing it. He's not doing enough. I was hoping that they would add Drew to that to spice it up, but Drew's doing this thing with Damian Priest. And as much as I like Damian Priest, I don't care about that. Drew McIntyre should be in the world title picture.
Yes.
Why the fuck?
Yes.
Why the fuck? Why the
100%.
People went crazy when he won last year, and then on top of the fact, you mean to tell me that you wouldn't enjoy? Jay needs someone else. He can't do it on his own. He's not going to cut a promo where he can insult you. He needs a Roman. He needs Jimmy standing there. He needs a Sammy. He needs a Kevin Owens. He needs someone to build off of. And I'm loving what Drew's doing right now.
Yeah.
And that paranoid, gigantic Scotsman badass being pissed, fuck the Damian Priest thing. I like Damian Priest, but he should be doing something else. You know what I'm saying? Drew should be in the world title picture, and he would be saying some good stuff. He would be like, yeah, you're a badass ring general, but I remember when you were eating burger after burger. He would say some crazy shit like that. And it's just, it pisses me off that Drew, and it pisses me, because I love the World Heavyweight Championship, and it's just boring. I like Gunther, but how many times are we going to watch him just outclass Jay at every step of the way? It's annoying.
Does he win at WrestleMania, Gunther?
No. I hope he does, but I think they're going to put the belt on Jay. Like, you have to now, because you did it a third time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Jey Uso falls during his entrance.
Oh God.
He's going to. He's probably gonna fall, fuck up one of his dives outside the ring again.
That was so, dude. Him and Jimmy had the worst match, one of the worst matches in WrestleMania history last year. That was fucking god awful shit show of.
I was in the car on the way to the arena and I missed it.
I've been involved in some stinkers over the years, but I mean that shit was just embarrassing to watch. That was almost as bad as the Trish Stratus, Nowitzki, Jackie Gata, and was it Jericho? JBL. That match. That was almost as bad as a train wreck as that.
You know what else was shit? Was that WrestleMania 27 match between Snooki, John Morrison, Trish Stratus versus that was one of the worst I've ever seen live. That match was
the fact that they allowed Snooki in a WWE ring. I mean that. Yeah, Jesus.
And the fact that
they gave Snooki more
John
time
Morrison allowed Snooki to get offense in on her.
Dude, that's you. A woman shouldn't be getting offense on a man usually to begin with. Only like Rhea Ripley and Tozawa. Okay, she's bigger than fucking Tozawa. Like, she's built. You know, she could take it to Tozawa a little bit. You know, but that size difference, like, no way. Like,
it's called the Mark Merrow theorem. No woman should get offense on a guy unless his career wants to go down the drain.
Exactly.
Mark Merrow.
And he was absolutely right, because he was gonna feud with Austin, and Austin's like, why am I gonna feud with him? His wife beat him. Like, what do I have to gain from that? Logically, and Stone Cold was absolutely right. Like, what that's kind of like, sorry, dude, I don't mean to be a dick, but that's kind of beneath me at this point. You cooked your own fucking career, dude. Like, you put your old lady over. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing? Like, no, that's one thing I will never ever fucking do. Like, I might be involved in a mixed tag match, but I am not taking a pinfall. I will not look at the lights for a female. That will never happen. I will pack my bags and walk the fuck out the door. I guarantee you I would. If the promoter, and both the promoters I work for, they're two of my best friends, and if they know not to come to me with that shit. They know that, because I've walked out of a show like that before. It's like, you got to put this chick over. I'm like, I weigh 235 pounds and she weighs 105 pounds and she's not trained. No, see ya. Walked out. Done. Like, nope. I will look at the lights for any dude, but I'm not putting a 105-pound female over unless she's got a fucking handgun. She's Brian Pillman to me. You know, like,
will you put Nick
that's a real shoot match.
Yeah. We worked ourselves into a shoot here, literally.
Hey, it worked for Jim Cornette and Brock Lesnar.
Motherfucker.
I've been listening to way too much Cornette lately.
Yeah,
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
It's
Yep.
If it's not him, it's like, I don't really like the Solid Monster. I think he's smug.
I listen to him, but I don't.
Him a lot.
Same. It's like, I listen to him, but I don't really like him.
I listen to him every Sunday, but half the time I'm like, God damn it, Solid Monster. Just, you're not JD from New York for good reasons and bad reasons, so stop.
I used to watch that guy in the fucking Bruce Blitz show.
I listen to him a little bit, but I still listen to Russo. I listen to Bischoff. I listen to Corny. I listen to The Hater a little bit. Him and what's his name? Devontae Rackley, Millennial Smark. He changed his channel name back to Millennial Smark. I listen to him too. I like him. And then Seven Wrestling, Senior Siete. I like him because he was an indie worker too, and his videos are great. And brother does a good Macho Man impression. I like it. But no, his stuff's good. But I didn't even do a Macho Man. We'll do a Hogan.
I still like the Solid Monster.
Yeah. He's all right. He's got a good
I
take.
still like him.
He makes
him.
good. He will make some good points.
Yeah.
I do like his take on a lot of things, but yeah, I do. I understand where Jeff's saying that he's kind of got the smugness to him, but he does.
Yeah,
He
100%.
I know he wants to tear into AEW, but he won't because he's got the House of Glory thing going, and they get a lot of AEW wrestlers on loan.
He went pretty good in on. I mean, he hates the Moxley thing, So
Yep.
that's as much as he
does
me,
hate that. He will fucking tear into the Death Riders thing.
Oh, he was shitting all over that the other day.
I could not wait
he
to get to
Death
his
Riders,
fucking review of Dynasty.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, but to be fair, outside of the ending, I like Dynasty, but Solid Monster's still my guy, Corny's still my guy. I'm a big Wrestling with Regret guy, Brian Zane.
Same.
I like him a lot. He's pretty much like the dad guy who is a big wrestling guy. So I'm big on him. I do a little bit of Eric Bischoff. I got back into Russo for a little bit, but I'm like, oh yeah, I keep forgetting you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
so I'll sprinkle in some Russo too, but I have gotten big on since they're finally on YouTube and shit. The Busted Open Radio. As much as I can't stand Billy Ray, BB, our boy. I love to hate listen to Busted Open Radio for sure.
Yeah, I love old school wrestling, OSW Review. I have way behind on their shit, but those guys are funny as hell. Brian Zane, I like his takes on like old stuff when he does the old reviews and things. Although Pete and I have had this conversation about him fucking clout chasing with Cornette. Like he went after Cornette a few years ago when he was because a long time that everybody was like, oh, he's like the son of Jim Cornette because he's just like Jim Cornette, but he's like his son. But then, the fucking chicken bucket Ethiopia joke that Jim Cornette made, it was a starvation joke, not a racial joke.
Yeah.
But fucking Brian Zane went after Jim Cornette about that one. And then
the Swerve thumbnail, too.
The Swerve Strickland thumbnail.
So
that was so dumb. But the fucking Brian Zane had to clout chase, and he went straight in hard on that about Jim Cornette's a racist. And like, number one, Jim Cornette did not fucking draw that picture. That was somebody else. And number two, how do you look at that and immediately think there's some kind of racial component? Because Swerve Strickland looks normal.
Yep.
If you listen to the clip, Jim talks about, Mighty Joe Young, but if you make him, go up against like, the guy that looks like the toothpick. I don't know who it is.
Adam Cole, baby.
No, he looks like a toothpick.
Hook? Are you talking about Hook?
No, he wrestled against somebody that he called a Q-tip with hair.
Oh, so Kyle Fletcher. It was Kyle Fletcher.
Yes, Felcher.
Kyle Felcher.
So the thumbnail is Swerve Strickland looking oddly at Jim Cornette as Mighty Joe Young, the gorilla, and Kyle Felcher, the Q-tip with hair. And people immediately ran with, oh, this is racist because there's a black man and a gorilla and a Q-tip. And it's like, how are you drawing that from that if you listen to this clip in the context? Because he literally explains in the context of the whole thing about you could have the guy wrestle Mighty Joe Young, but if he's skinny as a Q-tip, what is the point here? And Brian Zane went hard after that. And that's why I'm like, I will watch your old shit, but I'm kind of starting to think you're just clout chasing at this point. You're trying to make a name for yourself off the back of somebody else that has way more people to listen to you. I saw you turn the lights on. Very good.
One of the best wrestling minds I think none of us mentioned, and I started watching him about probably 3-4 months ago, was Stevie Richards, man. Stevie.
Oh, yeah.
Stevie Richards.
I love the Stevie show all the time too. Love him.
You talk about an undervalued talent when he was working. Like WWE totally mishandled him, but his mind for the business is so fantastic. I love his match breakdowns. He's fucking amazing. Like Stevie's great. Like he really is. Yep.
Big Stevie fan right now, especially because they reworked the show with what's the dude from England.
Regal.
They're trying to do it. And it's I love what the show's doing now. I love him breaking down matches. Stevie Richards is the fucking man
Oh,
for
you're
my
Yes,
the
wrestling.
he is.
guy.
I
main event
fucking
at
love it.
WrestleMania 2000.
Yeah, his co-host. Oh,
Yeah.
you're talking about James Ralston. James
Oh, yeah,
Ralston
Yes.
is the British guy.
Yes.
Yeah. Maven too, Xavier. Maven. I like Maven. Maven
Yeah,
kind
I
of
love
like he
He
kind of
just
like
confronted Just Incredible. He got that dude on camera.
Yep. I saw that. Because Stevie was talking about it. But yeah, I like Maven's channel. I'll catch his videos from time to time. He's another one. He's very articulate with his breakdowns, and he's very detailed. So it's like I like the way he breaks shit down, man. He's another one. Great. He has a better mind for the business than he was. I mean, I'm not saying he wasn't a good worker, because he was. He was a very good worker. He just never really found the success, that he probably could have had he had more of a gimmick. Like he was very straightforward with his gimmick. Plain black tights and stuff like that. Like he never really like had a character. And I think if he did, he probably wouldn't farther, because he was very fucking talented in the ring. So shit is
100%. I wish that he would do more reviews of events, but I love his breakdowns and stuff, and he'll go and interview people. That's what he's doing a lot of that right now. The Just Incredible one. I'm excited to sit down and watch. I wish Maven did more reviews of current stuff, because he'll talk about shit, but he'll talk about it weeks after it's happened. So if he did more, review of like Raw and stuff, I'd be super excited to hear what he thinks for sure.
Yeah, definitely the guys that were in the business, I like their takes way better because they fucking get it. Maven's entire gimmick was, I threw the Undertaker out of the Royal Rumble. Ain't I a terrible person?
Drop kicked him.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I definitely put way more stock in the people that actually understand it. And that's the thing that I understand was, so the tribalism thing still going on, still really bad. You got the WWE corner, you got the AEW corner, and you got all the rest of us in the middle of like, we just want this shit to be good. And I'll see it where people will watch and it'll be like Maven or somebody like Stevie Richards, like, here's why this AEW shit makes no sense. And he'll break it down about like the whole wrestling is a storytelling device. And people are like, you're just a fucking hater. You're an e-drum. It's like, okay, this is why your channel, your numbers are like here. Because Solomonster, for instance, did a really good thing on that the other day about how the streaming numbers for Dynamite are higher than what the TV numbers were for it before they went to streaming on Max. And it's like, we don't really know what these numbers are. And people are like, oh, well, they're breaking 1 million. It's like, are they though? Because I can stream something and I can watch it like twice, and that counts as 2 views as opposed to what it should be, which is 1, because I'm just one person watching it. But we want wrestling to be better. The road to WrestleMania is way too fucking long, and Cody's probably going to retain, which
I think he's going to lose, dude. I think they're going to do the thing. I think they're going to do I think this, if and Jeff and I talked about this for fucking years, right? Like, before, I did not want Wonder Bread Cena breaking Ric Flair's record. But I think, to your point about story, and again, we all like John Cena the person, but the character was getting booed a decade ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And if he breaks the record doing a Ric Flair thing, I think that's perfect. I bet the long-term story of that is fun. Like, that's something that people finally can enjoy Cena as champion. Don't get me wrong. I think we're all having a much different conversation if he is looking like John Cena outside. Like, if he's wearing a suit, he can still have shirts, but if he's wearing a suit and his hair is slicked back and he's cutting, or if I don't want to say go all the way back to the Thugonomics thing, but if he just looks different and he's calling Cody Rhodes a Nepo baby, I think people are a lot more excited. But I think Cody's going to lose, and Cody needs it. He is bet. People say it all the time about guys like Tommy Dreamer and AJ and shit like that. Some Bryan Danielson. Some dudes are just better always chasing. And Cody Rhodes.
Cody is way better at chasing.
Yeah.
I will be happy if Cena wins, he breaks the record. Blah, 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 blah. But then, like, the next night, Gunther comes out and says, "Listen here, motherfucker," and now it's Gunther that's going to win the title off Cena, 100% for it, because that's the guy that should be carrying your main title.
Yeah, agree. I'm for it too, because then you can do the J experiment if you're still tied to it. I want to see the WWE title on Gunther's waist too, dude. 100%.
Yeah, Gunther's my
And then
dude
you can
right
do,
now.
and you can finally do what Gunther was always meant to do: portray a Yahtzee.
Yes, you could.
Where are you hiding the Samoans? Are they under the floorboards?
Yes.
Even Hillary made that joke because he said something to Jay. Hillary is like, "Man, I remember when he was supposed to be a Nazi."
Yeah, Gunther Stark was his original name.
Well, you know that's what
Yeah,
Vince was thinking too.
That shit.
Vince
This
is like,
man is a
God
crazy
damn it.
person.
He's a fucking German. He's got to be a Nazi. Everybody's still mad about World War II. It's like Trips is like, it's 2022. No one. I mean, that was like 80 years ago. And Trips, people are still mad. That's why I keep burying Nakamura. They're mad about Pearl Harbor. It's like, dude, 80 years to fucking go.
Just
get Gunther out there. He's a Nazi, but he loves chocolate titties. God damn it.
Yes.
Chocolate titties, yes. Where's John?
Make him do step. Vince, just make him do step.
He can wear a swastika. No one's gonna care because he's a bad guy. It's like, no,
Hey,
Vince.
I don't
People
think
won't
that's
get
smart,
upset.
Vince.
His
Oh,
motivation
shut up.
is
I'm gonna shit on that girl's head.
he was a failed painter.
Shut up, Johnny.
This is more entertaining than Raw.
Oh shit.
Oh, I'm glad you brought this up, Xavier to God. Charlotte wants to break her dad's
Oh,
and
Jesus.
Cena's record. Fuck Charlotte Flair, man. I'm
Yeah.
glad the
No
crowd
one
is against
cares
her.
about
She
Charlotte.
sucks.
Dude,
Dude,
they
that was done
The other
beautifully.
night, she melted down because she could
Yep.
not handle the fact that she was being booed, and she couldn't. I'll give Roman Reigns one thing: when he was a heel, and everybody fucking hated him for the wrong reasons of being a heel, and he
Yep.
beat the Undertaker, and the next night he tried to come out and he got drowned out with boos. He handled that the correct way. He stood there with the microphone, he held out his hand, and he smiled like, "I got these people right here. They are
Yep.
booing me. I've got the right heat at this point."
That's nuclear
Charlotte got
heat.
booed. Yeah, Charlotte gets booed out of the building. She fucking can't handle that. And Tiffy Time hit her with that 0-3 haymaker. And then she's like, "Well, Ludwig Kaiser's been in my DMs." The meme that I saw, that is the meme of the week, by the way, for me, was Ludwig Kaiser's the first man in history to be accused of cheating on his girlfriend, and no one fucking believed it. Because it's like, no one believes that Ludwig Kaiser has given up Tiffy Time for Charlotte Flair. It's not happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tiffy Time's
What
a
they're
10.
doing, I
Charlotte
finally
Flair's a
care
man.
about the women's WWE title. I finally care
Don't
about
lie.
it. Like, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. Tiffany Stratton, you know, she's athletic as hell. I'm excited. I'm glad that she won, but I didn't give a shit about that title with Charlotte picking her. That was dumb. But now that shit happened, and I'm like, I want to see what happens now. Because that
I
0-3
want
line
Tiffany Stratton to
was
win,
beautiful.
but I don't
Yep.
think she's going to. And I think they're
know.
still going to put Charlotte over.
You're not going to put the belt on Charlotte now. She can't.
I hope
I
not.
think they will.
Everyone hates her.
I think they will
And
because
Tiffany-
they're going to want that
this explains her
storyline.
winning now. People, that was a fucking heel move, and
Yep.
we've been
It
worried
was.
about her. She's been so boring, but she's like, you're aren't you really 0-3? And they did that shit perfectly. Of course, right before SmackDown, that interview comes out, like they fucking hit the panic button. They're like, we need something, and. Don't get me wrong. She's like Ronda. She can't handle the booing, but she was like stopping and letting them boo. I loved it. I was like, I'm interested now in this fucking title.
She did the worst thing a heel could do, though, when she turned to them and she says, "What do you want me to say?" It's like, "Oh, you sweet summer child. Is this your first fucking show? Like, what are you doing?" Like you said with Roman, like he
You
just stood there and
feed
he's
the
like,
booze.
"Yep, let him boo you. That's heat, baby girl. You should
She
know
was.
that." Like,
It made it worse.
but-
They hijacked the segment.
but she cracked.
Yes,
though,
which
when
is
she
what you
said,
don't want them to
You
do.
don't do that. Don't crack to
But
them and say,
we're
"What do you
here
want
now.
me
She
to-"
won the Rumble. She cannot carry it. We needed something.
But
And
no,
by golly, Chicago
I-
gave us something.
No, it's not. The crowd was perfect. It's just her reaction to it in that moment when she fucking turned to them and said, "What do you want me to say?" The crowd, no. Do not address them. You keep your focus right there on her. Like, you keep your focus right there on Tiffany. You're supposed to be the heel. Like, you eat those boos up, smile, and then go right back to what you're saying. Yeah, that shit Tiffany said to her, yeah, you could tell that was a shoot. That's like, hey, bah, here goes the mic. Like, I'm real. Yeah, when she powdered, I was like, that's a fucking heel move Tiffy just pulled, and nobody cared. Yeah, I like Silent Monster said it best. He's like, I'm sure Kaiser's in Charlotte's DMs. Dave Kaiser, Jim Kaiser. There ain't no Ludwig Kaiser in there.
Probably Kaiser Wilhelm from the grave.
Kaiser Soze.
Kaiser Soze.
Listen, she panicked for sure. I agree that she fucked up.
She did.
That being said, that her and props, and again, and it made Tiffany look good because apparently they were saying that she did it because she didn't want it to escalate, so she ended it early, which is, I think that was drop the thing, and she walked out fucking hitting her chest with the belt, and I'm like, holy shit. You know, I think the crowd threw off her timing for sure. I think she panicked, and because Charlotte's never
got
been
rattled, she panicked, and she couldn't handle it.
And
but that's her character now. We all everyone is against her, and she's supposed to be the face, and it's just. That Tiffany looks like she looks more like a badass after that segment than she did when she walked down the ramp for that segment. And I think the smack, even though again, Charlotte can't handle shit changing, but man, I can't wait for her to fucking lose. I can't wait for Tiffany to whoop that ass for a title that I wasn't paying attention to.
Charlotte fucked up too because Tiffany was getting ready to deliver her line, and you're not the queen of shit. And Charlotte fucking talked over her and ruined the punchline to it.
She always does that.
It's like, God damn it. Keep your fucking mouth shut until it's your fucking spot to fucking talk. Like, the worst thing you can do is get two people talking over each other in the ring with microphones, because then the crowd's like, okay, who's saying what? Like, it gets garbled. Like, that's not good business. Like, and she should know better by now, as long as she's been in the business. Tiffany basically, she's basically the female Kurt Angle. She took to the sport as naturally as Angle did. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying she's as good as him, but she pretty much took to it. I'm here for it, man. I thought she was dope when I saw her in NXT, because I'm like, okay, number one, she's a jacked blonde. Okay. I'm like, I kind of got a thing for that. And then it's like, I get to watch her work, and it's like, oh, wow. Like, she's fucking good. And then you hear, I've only been into wrestling for like a couple of years now. And I'm like, Jesus, like, you push her to the moon. That's like what they should be doing with Braun Breaker. I'm like, you've got a blue chip fucking 5-star stud. Get him in the upper card, the Intercontinental title, feuding with Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio. Look, him and Penta didn't have a good match on Raw. Their styles don't really work together that well. You can see it, but that guy is a fucking star. You know what I think they should do with him? I think he should change his gear up a little bit. Go with like the Scott Steiner style, like bike shorts. And they need to put Maxine Dupree with him. They need to put Maxine Dupree with Braun Breaker. Find a way to work that and put her with him. Dude, that would be fucking,
that'd be fun.
That would be, and he doesn't have to be a baby face. He's not a heel. He's like kind of in that gray area, in that beautiful gray area where you can do whatever with him. And that combination, those two would work either way. It would be dope as hell.
Yeah, for sure. I love Braun Breaker. I think this is to your point. He needs to be doing big shit. I think the Intercontinental is fine right now, because when he loses to Penta, I think he's going up the ladder right away. So that's the only reason I'm cool with him and Penta, because I like Penta. Especially now that his brother's in the WWE too. He can win the belt at Mania, and then Braun shoot him up towards your. I would listen, and that's why I'm kind of okay, even though it's gonna be boring with Jay winning the belt, because worst comes to worst, hit the fucking eject cord and put the World Heavyweight Championship on Braun Breaker. That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I'm cool with him being with the Intercontinental belt right now, because that dude, you talking about putting a rock on somebody's back. Fucking Braun Breaker, dude. Let's fucking go. That dude threw a spear so hard he flipped in midair.
Yeah, that was nasty.
That shit was crazy.
I popped for that, dude. I was like, we rewound it. We were doing it live, and I fucking rewound it on Netflix. Like, we're watching that again.
That was great.
I'm just hoping that SmackDown does something with LA Knight a little more than just,
They
dropping him
need
out to the Fatu.
Yeah.
I like LA Knight.
Same.
That's the one wrestler I actually really enjoy.
I
Because
still
he
love
carries
it.
himself like a wrestler from back in the day.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, guys, we will talk more about WrestleMania next week because we're going to be ready for it, and then we'll talk about it the week after. Is there anything else you guys want to cover or mention before we go?
Saturday night wrestling show, West Branch, Michigan. Super Shogun Pro Wrestling. I will be out there in action on the 12th and the 26th of this month. And in between that is my 45th birthday. So, and I'm in the ring, usually 2 times a week now. This week it's 3. So yeah. And I have a channel called Wrestling with Horror. You can check me out over there. And I am the pinch shitter when one of the guys is out. If you haven't seen me on yet. Hi guys. Thanks for having me on, man. It's always great to be here, brother. Glad to sit in tonight.
Thanks for helping us out, Nick.
Absolutely.
Nick
so glad Pete was here.
I love you too, Kendo. Now come here into my square.
One last thing I'll say, Kendo. After I watched Tombstone last week, I've been on a Western kick. I watched Unforgiven after that.
Good.
And then I watched
Very good choice.
Unforgiven was a
What do
very
you
good
think?
movie, but it's not as good as Tombstone.
No, okay. Unforgiven as a film is probably made better than Tombstone, but I will take Tombstone every fucking day of the week and twice on Sunday over Unforgiven.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And then I watched The Sons of Katie Elder. Have you ever heard of that one with John Wayne and Dean Martin?
I've seen that.
It was just really weird to see Dean Martin and John Wayne play brothers.
It's an odd pairing.
So here's what you're going to do next. You're going to watch The Outlaw Josie Wales.
Good
All
movie.
right.
Because that movie is fucking amazing. It is
No,
essentially
you're gonna watch Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid first, and then the Outlaw Josie Wales.
Either way, those are both very excellent choices. So you're going to watch those. And then, do you still have Paramount Plus?
I do.
They used to have a big Western section. Most of them were just like black and white, your Ronald Reagan, your John Wayne, your Fort Apaches and shit like that. Just go down the rabbit hole, have fun. You're on your exercise bike, throw one of those on, enjoy it. But yeah, you gotta watch that. If you've taken Unforgiven and Tombstone down, yeah, Butch Cassidy, Sundance Kid, Josie Wales, get those 2 off there. Magnificent Seven, the actual Magnificent Seven with Yul Brynner and that cast of freaking all-stars, not the new one. Watch that. Then just, it's GTA time, sandbox style. Just watch whatever Western you can get your hands on.
Like, I own the Dollars
You've
trilogy.
seen Magnificent Seven before.
Yeah, I have.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, so you got that one checked off.
Yeah, I like the
El Dorado, I think, is one that you would like. That's
Yes.
Wayne and John Wayne. I can't remember the dude. Oh my god, it'll come to me, of course, after we're off of the show. But El Dorado is specific because it is a fun one. Because you got the dude, the kid, he throws knives, and then he finally gets a gun. The first gun he gets is a slim nose double barrel shotgun. You would enjoy the El Dorado.
Yeah, Fort Apache. You got Paul Newman and John Wayne, I believe, in that one. So that's also a really good choice. Is it Rio Bravo? Pretty much, you can't steer. You can't steer wrong with any John Wayne or Clint Eastwood Western movie. Like, High Plains Drifter is another great one. Hang 'em High, Pale Rider. Those are Clint Eastwood's. But yeah, dude, just if it says starring John Wayne or Clint Eastwood and it's a Western, you're fine.
Good. I'm glad you clarified with Western because I wasn't going to watch the John Wayne as a Mongolian film.
No,
goddamn Mongolians.
Oh, just the one.
Don't watch that
him.
one. Yeah, the one that killed him and half the cast.
That's the darkest Hollywood story ever.
Yeah, don't watch
man,
that.
You ever need an example of how dumb Hollywood can be? Genghis Khan is a perfect example that lasts to this day.
It's people. Like, there are certain things where you're just like, how are people so dumb? And this was only, 60 years ago?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we knew how radiation worked.
Yeah, well, they wanted to make it really authentic, so they brought the irradiated fucking soil from that area back to the new area to make the film.
It's kind of sad.
Well, that's as
Yeah.
bad as using asbestos as snow in The Wizard of Oz.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I prefer potato
Oh,
flakes myself.
Judy Garland was a fucking hophead anyway. She had it coming, probably.
Not at that age.
Actually, if you look at the real story of Judy Garland and how her parents more or less sold her into the Hollywood thing when she was like 6 or 7, you'll understand why she turned out that way.
Yeah, it's a sad story. And then Liza
Yeah, it's
Minnelli's not much better.
No, these are both very, very terrible tales. We kid, we say things in jest, but these are terrible, terrible tales. But yes,
Yes, very sad, actually.
Yes,
That's why we make
extremely
fun of them.
sad.
That's why we make fun of them. So it's like there's on the record of we at least grew up in the 90s. Know what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah.
we heard about this shit. We were, child
We
star
make the
stuff.
joke. We make the jokes, but we know the actual story. But yes,
Yeah.
folks. Oh, 310 to Yuma, the original and the remake are both excellent.
The original, and then watch the new one.
Yes, watch the
You
original
saw the new
first.
one, right, Jay?
I saw the new one with Christian Bale.
Yeah,
right?
you seen the
And
new
Yeah,
Russell
yeah,
Crowe?
yeah.
The original's awesome.
Yep. The original's awesome. It's kind of like the Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3. The original is a classic that you can never improve upon, but the remake's also not terrible either.
Right.
Yeah, I like the remake enough because of Denzel Washington, but I also like the original more because of Walter Matthau.
Yes,
Yeah.
both have their extremely awesome points, and the remake of 310 to Yuma, you got Russell Crowe fighting around the world and Christian Bale. So, I mean, they both
And
work
an
really
underrated heavyweight, my boy Ben Foster. I love that.
well. Yeah.
Who's more violent, Russell Crowe or Christian Bale?
Russell Crowe, because he actually beat somebody with a telephone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say
He
Russell
can
Crowe.
actually fight. He can actually fight.
Christian Bale just got really pissed at that one dude for walking through the lighting of his shot.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, whereas Russell Crowe grabbed like a phone receiver, Tony Soprano style, and beat the shit out of somebody with it. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Fighting around the world.
Yeah. Tugga.
That's the best.
All right.
Come on, Pete, do it.
Dude,
All right,
you know you want to.
Come on, bud. You gotta watch out there.
Yeah, Pete, how you feel being on the show here with all these blicks?
All right, stole me Asian wife, fella. There, you got it. You got it.
There's some inside baseball, folks. That last one was a home run. So, Pete,
Extremely inside baseball.
we can find you at the Wrestling with Horror channel, correct? When's your
Yes.
next match?
We got like I said, Saturday night. We got the show this Saturday, April 12th, and then April 26th. And those are available on Super Shogun Wrestling's channel on YouTube. We just crossed 500 subscribers over there. So they got partial monetization going. Every show is fully produced, quality when we put it up on YouTube. So, and we've been breaking the cards down into 2 episodes. And then I might live stream after the show Saturday night on my channel, talk about the match and everything that happened at the show. By the time I get home after we're done enjoying ourselves, probably stream about midnight. So I'll still be on that adrenaline kick by then. But yeah, so look forward to that Saturday night. I might still be in my gear if I leave the building in the right frame of mind. So who knows?
Nick is not here. Pete, Dion, Kendo, anything else? Sorry, I'm just like, where's Nick?
It's
wait, he's
midnight,
dead.
dog. I get you.
Oh, man. Let's go home.
All right, so folks, thank you for watching. I'm going to leave my camera on so you can see how delayed everything's been and why I wasn't on camera. But I will be back with a video for you guys about collecting on Saturday. We're going to be kicking it into high gear with a lot of stuff. We've been working behind the scenes for some new things, and hopefully you enjoyed tonight's show. We've been having a lot of fun with it. But until next time, folks, let me make sure I've hit all the messages. Be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other.
Dark Ham.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name?
My name is Jeff.